some things. And of course, before I get into that, I do want to start stuff by saying I really appreciate the love and support that I get from each and every one of you. I am very grateful and thankful for the opportunities that we have together, whether it is a paid set or free set. I truly enjoy it and appreciate it. I believe that there are moments in life that are, that we're never going to get back. And so, of course, I believe in investing time, not spending time. And that goes even into like my regular life, my everyday life. I spend time with people and, engage with people who are first off, open to receiving the information that we are exchanging, but also understanding and valuing the time, because of course, time and life are very sacred. And so I do appreciate that. Now, I did want to, take this video to start off with. First of all, and I'm going to put this on a blog spot. I've said this before, but I know there's a lot that goes on between sessions, between, day to day, week to week, even going into time. It feels like time has sped up for some people. And so I'm reteaching myself how to speak and interact with people, right from the start. And, of course, it's okay to be passionate about, how you feel and what you think. But everyone doesn't expect, or what I say, everyone is not open to receiving things toughly. Some people, like the gentle approach. And of course, I think that everyone deserves that initially. And so I do want to, take this time to, like I said, talk about some things. And most importantly, when we book spiritual services and or readings, consultations, etc. I, once again, at the beginning of this video, I said that time and life is very sacred. I know a lot of people do not believe that. I know that in this modern world, we're not taught that. We're taught that, life is just life and, just keep on pushing on and eventually you'll get there. But people are not understanding just how precious life is, and just in a matter of a second, a millisecond, it's gone. Every so many seconds, every so many milliseconds, somebody is taking their last breath on this planet. And so I'm very grateful and appreciative of my life and also the time that I have on this planet. And of course, I take every opportunity that I have with people, family, friends, and or you guys. I take it very serious. Also going into, undivided attention and, not being interrupted. I've told you guys this, and we're going to continue to say this as a Gemini. I don't know if it's the Gemini thing or it's just a me thing, but I feel like sometimes my life be just like twirling, right? I feel like it's a never ending saga. Like I feel like when one thing ends, another thing starts. And sometimes why things are going on, simultaneously, there are other things going on. And I'd be like, sometimes like, woo, woo, sigh. I need a breath. I need to take a breath. I need to sit back and breathe. Um, so there's always something going on. And like when I spend time with my friends and, loved ones, they get my undivided attention. I'm not a fan of people answering phone calls when I'm with them. Unless of course if we're doing things together, it's just kind of like we run into each other high and by. I'm not a fan of side conversations while we're talking, because once again, I think that time is very sacred. And so, even going into you guys, I feel like, your moments and your seconds and, your life matters, right? And not to be like cliche or anything, but I feel like you've sought after me for services that you not only trusted me with, but you also needed some type of guidance, and you felt like I was the one that can help you with this guidance. And of course, I am definitely qualified, regardless of the age, regardless of what you see on this computer screen, what you hear on this computer screen, this cell phone, however you're listening to me. I'm definitely qualified to direct and lead people into living a very peaceful and exhilarating enjoying life, honey, because life is meant to be lived and experienced, not just set back and watched others go by. And so, like I said, I take time out when you guys book sessions, and there's people, and of course, my sisters, I want to do something, y'all, in the near future where we can call like friends and people that I deal with personally, and they can kind of vouch for you all, because a lot of people assume that, this is like fun, and, and it is fun and this is games. But, something that I remember from a song I heard from a artist that everyone has, known, and just so happened he's always being talked about, and right now he's really being talked about, Michael Jackson, where he talks about the man in the mirror. And he talks about, waiting for the man in the mirror to change his ways. And, if you want to make a change, you got to start with yourself. And so, of course, you guys, thinking about this as a kid, y'all, I've always been like poetic. I've always been like word literal, which means that I would hear a word and I would take it for its literal value. And so me knowing that in order for me to be, a productive person in society, I have to make sure that I was always being productive with myself. And so hence going into no criminal record, hence going into no drug addictions, alcohol addictions. Of course, I don't bring it up to boast and, put down other people. I'm just telling y'all my story. Regardless of what I've been through, regardless of where I'm from, the hood, the ghetto, okay? At one point in time, there was 12 of us that lived in a house. Okay. And so I never forget where I came from, but I always remember that if I wanted to see the world be different and better, I had to start with myself. And so I invested in my time, in myself, even as a child, and then moving into a teen, moving into an adult. And I really take it important because I've seen how time has flown by. As a kid, you don't see it, but as an adult, I've seen how fast time has flown by. So I really, really take time serious. And I treat it as importance. And going into, like I said, friends, they will let you know. We plant tea times, we plant luncheons, we plant gym time, we plant party time, where, hey, girl, let's hang out, let's go shopping, let's be fun. And you guys have booked readings or any type of spiritual service with me, and it could have been a last minute thing. I have free time. I'll tell my friend, I'll tell my sisters, I'll say, hey, unfortunately, I cannot hang out because something has come up. And sometimes I'll tell them, like, hey, someone has booked a spiritual service or whatever. But a lot of times I feel like I don't owe people explanations because this is my life. This is the path I choose to be on. And, that's just what it is. Okay. And even when I decide to settle down with a partner, they're going to have to understand that. Yes, there is the me time, and me time, I allow myself to have, me time while I'm sleeping, while I'm taking a shower, while I'm using the bathroom, while I'm eating. And also 2 hours outside of that, I have my me time where I'm not on the phone. I don't do nothing but just be in my own thoughts, my own energy. And so, of course, outside of that, I'm of service. I'm here to help people. And that's what I'm here for. I'm accessible. The day that I'm not going to be accessible to you guys is that I will stop offering services. And so, like I said, for me, this is very important to give you guys my uninterrupted time and energy, and also give you the space so you can be comfortable and to talk about things that, that are important to you. Because, of course, a lot of you we've never met in person. A lot of you, we may not ever meet in person. And so you could sit on the phone with a stranger and you could tell me your story. Like I said, to me, I feel grateful and very appreciative of it. And even going into outside of services stuff, people that call me and tell me their story, because there's people that send emails, out of the blue. And they'll give me a rundown of their life and how their life is just, not really doing good for them, or their life is not treating them well right now, and all this other good stuff. And of course, I'm in the moment, and I'll be like, I may not be feeling my best, right? But I will still, send an email or reach out if I have a number and text, and call or text and say, cheer up, Buttercup. And I will try to give some words of encouragement. The only time you guys ever see me get upset, and I've talked about this before with you guys, is when people ask for my opinion, they ask for my advice, they ask for my guidance, they ask for my assistance. Because remember, I didn't voluntarily jump in and say, hey, tell me your business and take a notepad and write things down. Is when I give that advice, and it's just kind of like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And a lot of friends, a lot of personal people also do that, and that's why I don't deal with them. on a regular basis. And that's nothing to be, shady about or offensive about. I'm just speaking my truth. I value my time. I value my energy. I value my life. And so I like to deal with people that also value their time, their energy, and their life. And even on a business perspective, if you're not knowing how to value your time, your energy, and your life, that's what I'm here for. And so I definitely want to always, like I say, remind you that, this is a safe space for you privately. Of course, even while I'm talking, I will share ideas or stories about situations that I've had with people. But there's a lot of one-on-one conversations I've had with people, a lot of business discussions, readings, and all that. And I don't tell y'all those stories. Even going into personal life, girl. I talk a lot, but I know how to shut the fuck up, honestly, truly. And so, like I said, I respect that. And so when we're doing services, readings, casework, or any of that, this time is set aside. This is time where, I didn't spend with family and friends. And I tell y'all this as well. In the beginning, 2016 to 2019, when I first started offering services to people, there was a lot going on in my personal life, a lot going on. There was family and friends that I did not see a lot because, of course, they worked, I worked. And of course, I don't regret any of this, but we're just going into sacrificing and the importance of valuing, every moment you have, whether it's a moment that you're looking down your hallway or a moment you're looking at your phone. Like, all of this is valuable time. And so even like I said, during that time, y'all were, honey, sometimes I was getting like 100 emails a day. Okay, where I was like, I might need an assistant. But I was like, no, honey, I can do it. So I would respond back. If there was long ass emails, I wouldn't respond. I'm like, listen, girl, that's too long of an email. You can call me. You know what I mean? But, in that moment, I was missing out on big things, niece and nephews walking, life changing, events for people I loved and cared for. They got sick and things happened to them. And I couldn't be there fully the way I wanted to be because, of course, I offered myself as a spiritual servant, or what they say, a spiritual service to people. And, in that moment, I was like, this is more important to me. I told y'all this before, and I'm going to always highlight this every moment I get, that when I look out into the world and I see the news and I see people doing stupid shit, in my mind, the human side of me will say, that's an idiot, and screw her, or, fuck her, and I'm sitting here honking my horn, and, I might get rowdy too, and you want to, whatever, I might get rowdy. But the other side of me, it's like, this is somebody that can use some type of assistant. This is somebody who can use some type of assistance. This is somebody who can use some type of spiritual coaching, some type of spiritual motivator. And of course, like I said, going into even online, I see it. There's so much dark stuff out there. There's so much evil stuff out there. There's so much deceptive things out there that a lot of you fall into. And you're not even aware of it because you're a part of the program. And of course, that's why I'm still here. My main reason why I'm still here, the main reason, 99% of the reason why I'm still here is because I know how dark, I know how corrupted, I know how fucked up the world is. And I feel like I could be of some type of service to the people who are really trying to get a way out. I was even sitting there thinking about this, y'all, as a side thing, about some of my spiritual people back in the day. Some of them are now converted Christians. Some of them have been baptized in the Holy Spirit. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. All praises, be to Yahshua and all that. But these are people that were like more in it, I would say, into the cosplay and the propaganda than I was, in the sense of they were rocking dashikis and rocking head wraps and doing mantras in languages they were not familiar with, and giving offerings to spirits they were not familiar with. And then all of a sudden they convert over, and I look back and I'm like, yeah, because a lot of the spiritual shit that we see online is foo-foo-ness. It's foo-foo, it's fugazi. It's, people that are hurt, trying to hurt other people. And they will come across as people that are here to help. And that's why I tell you guys now, I would say, y'all, I'm an open book. If you need to know any type of medical credentials, any type of therapist, psychologist, any type of references of what I invested in myself to be of great service to people, to mankind, I will gladly give that up. We will talk about background checks. I can always provide a FBI cleared background check. Okay, and FBI clearance is one of the highest clearance you can have. Hello, by the DOJs. Can we talk about it? I'm always willing to offer that, girl. That when I say that, when I believe in spirit, then I believe in spirit. And even when I did not know what spirit was, spirit showed up and showed out. The situation that I was in that could have went left, but spirit said, this is not the time, this is not the day, this is not the moment, and this is not going to be your story. And I look back and I would see people, family and friends I used to be cool with, and they're all either in jail, dead, or struggling. And so I'm very grateful about my opportunities. I'm very grateful about my experiences and my lessons that I got from life, including you people. And so I've seen, and I'm still seeing people do fuck shit. And this is turning a lot of you people sour, where you don't really care about the spiritual stuff. You care more about the stories. You care more about the drama. You care more for about, two basic ass witches fighting over shit. And it's really not that important. They ain't got no money. They ain't got no man. They ain't got no friends. And they ain't got no real life. But that's entertaining to people because that's the life that we want to be a part of, because this is the part of the program that we were fed. And so, like I said, for me, I take this shit very serious, y'all. This is an oath that I, gave to myself upon my spirits, and I vow to do this for the rest of my life. And it's also something that I do not take, like I said, for granted. And there's things and moments that I missed in my life because, once again, this is a serious thing for me. Friendships, families, weddings. I miss funerals. I miss birthings. Once again, because of course I had a session, I had clients, and of course some of you would say, "Well, that's stupid. You could put that on hold and come back to that." It's kind of like a ER. Like I consider myself to be like a doctor or something of some sort, or like yeah, I'm gonna say a spiritual doctor. Could you imagine somebody coming into the ER and they're bleeding, just bleeding out, and me as the EMT or the emergency room doctor say, "Oh, hold that bleed. I just got a phone call from my sister that said that she may not make it," and blah blah. Could you imagine that? And that's something too. You don't show up for that job as that ER doctor, bitch, you're fired. And guess what? You're fired. And guess what? You think they're gonna hire you for another job? And so that's what I think about, right? That this is why I sacrificed my time, because I said this is very important. That millisecond, that, second opinion, people have reached out for readings, people have reached out for consultations, casework. And I'm like, oh, I got somebody already booked in that moment. And of course, I know I can't save everybody. I want to say that, but it would really bother me sometimes because I'll be thinking to myself like, okay, I cannot be of service to them. They're more than likely going to reach out to somebody who really can't be of service to them. They're going to be there to take the money, but they're not going to offer no type of real solution. They're going to continue to allow these people to stay in their traumatic experience, and it's just going to be a domino effect. Right? And we see that right now. We see all this consciousness that's been spread around the internet on many, many platforms, but we haven't seen no wokeness. We haven't seen no empowerment. We haven't seen no real people waking up. And we see a little here or there. But could you imagine somebody having 5 people having 50,000 followers, which means that 50,000 people is taking your notes and listening to what you're saying, and 5 people having 50,000 is about what? 250,000. So that's 250,000 people. And then they say one person know 10,000 people, or 1,000 persons could open up and connect with 10,000 people. So 250,000 already turns into 2.5K or 2.5 million. And so in my mind, I'm thinking like, even if they're not taking in what you're saying, there are seeds. And I had a joke that I did years ago where I called it the seed of Oshun, because it's wisdom. Whether or not people want to give credit to where credit is due, when somebody speaks truth to you, whether or not you know the truth, something gets planted within your spirit. If you have a soul, something gets planted within your soul. And when you're facing adversity, or you're facing an experience that might make you make the wrong decision, that conversation pops up in your head. And that's also known as consciousness. That's also known as having a conscious. And so also known as being woke. So when people said, I'm woke, I'm woke, I'm woke, being woke, you want to rob somebody. Being woke, you want to rob that bank. Being woke, you want to steal from that store. Being woke, you want to slap that mother because that's what you think about as somebody who is woke and have a conscience. Yes, this person probably pissed you off. Yes, this person probably got you together. But the first thing you think is, oh, she called me black, so I need to go up and punch her in her mouth. Somebody without a conscience, that's what they do. But somebody who's actually balanced, that's not what you do. And so, without getting too far off a track, this is very important to me. This is very important to the world. Every session we have is important to you. Every discussion, every dialogue we have, every video that you think is pointless, is stupid. I've said and I've talked for hours and hours. You're like, well, what the fuck this person talking about? What the fuck this whatever talking about? Right. It is important because every second on a second, something is changing. They're taking away laws, they're blocking things out. They're even trying to sensitize even more what you can say. You already can't curse. Or if they don't give you monetization, and I tell you, I don't give a damn about that, honestly, truly, because my money comes from y'all support. It doesn't come from YouTube, respectfully. It comes from y'all. And even when I was a YouTube partner, honey, you had to get like 10,000 views to see $100. So that's why a lot of people were out here fighting with people and slandering people and defamating people to get $100 fucking. Could you imagine that? And so for me, my support, like I said, is from you guys, the services that you book or whatever it is that you send over. And so it's very important to me because, as I said, and I always brought this up as comparison, being an escort, honey, I can make more money escort than I am sitting here doing casework with one person. And like I said, it's not about the money. Clearly, that's why I'm here. It's about me seeing a change in the world. Yes, as a, a femme fatale, as a dominatrix that I am, me having sexual people prevented someone from going out into the world to do dumb shit. Going into spiritual services, same thing. You may have had this idea before we had this one-on-one session to show up to your baby mama's house or your baby daddy and get him right together. You might have had an idea to put a banana in his gas tank, put an egg, throw an egg at his car, scratch his car up. And that's having that one-on-one moment made you say, you know what, you're right. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna let spirit handle this. And spirit's gonna show up and show out. And so once again, that's why I take it very serious because I'm like, this is one opportunity that I have that could be a life-changing decision. And of course, along the way, mistakes were made. Of course, along the way, I've had conversations with people. People didn't listen to what I said, and they're no longer here. There's one in particular, it was a black woman, and not that that matters, but I just want to point this out to you all just in case there's a narrative out there being spun or it ever want to be spun. Let me tell my story. There was a woman out there in Florida that came to me, and I think she was from another part, but she relocated to Florida because she wanted to start her own business. She was struggling to start her own business. She was a struggling single mother, but she was married. And so I was like, how is that even possible? And this is the story that she explained to me, that she was a struggling single mother who was married. And so either way, and yes, the man she was married to was her children's father. But she was having conflicts with this. And I explained to her very loud and clear, as to do with all my clients, that you're going to do what you want to do. But Spirit is advising you to stop this right now in the name of love. Focus on your business. Get that business up. Leave that, whatever you got to do, it's going to be okay. It's going to work out. When it's all said and done and you on the other side, get reacquainted. And there you go. It's called a second marriage, right? There's people that had a divorce and got remarried. But do it for your future. And of course, I remember we had a reading maybe like 6 months prior to this experience that they had. And I explained to them that there's some weird stuff going on. You need to, step back. There's some weird stuff going on. You need to step back. And of course, she's like, okay, Mystic, I'm going to step back. I just feel overwhelmed. And, I got family drama, this, that. And I'm like, listen, Spirit's going to work it out one step at a time. Energy is this and that. And, I give my accuracy or my estimation, what they say, probability and possibility, what I feel percentage-wise. Like, okay, this is going to be 93%. I'm saying 99%, whatever. Long story short, I think they were letting me know that they had just like bought a house and the business was doing real, real good. And, I felt good. I was like, ooh, honey, they took my advice. And all of a sudden, honey, right there on YouTube or Google, can't remember, the news pop up and say, this, that, gave the storyline. And I just remember being frozen because I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, girl, like I'm sitting here and I don't want to get into that energy because I was really pissed, y'all. And I tell you, I take this type of work that I do, I take this shit very serious. Like I said, this is very important to me. The outcomes of people, you getting where you need to get to in life, because it's not about you winning, it's not about you being successful. It's about you getting to where you see yourself being. Right? Because a lot of us, we do things because our family want us to do it. A lot of us, we want to be a happy married woman because we see our friends, we see sisters that we're jealous of have it. And of course, if you're trying to manifest out of spite, jealousy, or redemption from people that is outside of yourself, it doesn't last and it's not going to last long. And going into that situation, that's what it was. She wanted to be considered, the what they say, the creme of de la creme. She wanted to be a black woman, happily married with children, with a successful business, with a big house, and take care of her family. And of course, she let that ego, which is her false identity, that's what you've been programmed to believe by even your parents, she let that overwin. And unfortunately, it cut her life short. And so going into that, like I said, I was very upset about that. And there's other situations I've had with other clients that upset at me. And I had to like talk it out. I had to like take a break. I think there was one time that I wasn't doing spiritual services for almost 6 months. I would not do a reading. I would not do casework because I was so upset. I was so angry at people, in particular black people, because all this power, all this wisdom, all of this success that is inside of you that is trying to be awakened, and you're not letting it be awakened because you're letting the masters control and brainwashing effects stay alive, like that would make me livid. I think one time I had to cuss out my therapist. I had to cuss out my fucking therapist because she was telling me to, it's okay. And I was like, listen, don't tell me it's okay. So I had to like snap back into reality and say, girl, you're human. Girl, stop it. I had to like really calm myself down. Like, woo, girl, what's going on? And so even now I see stuff and I said, I have to disconnect from it. I have to disengage from it because of course I have no control and it will make me go crazy. It'll make me go crazy, honey. Okay. And so, like I said, every moment we have with each other, even outside of spiritual services, is very important. It's sacred. Every moment you have with your family, your friends, your animals, your children, it's very sacred. When it comes into readings and having any type of spiritual services done, it's also very sacred because this is time that either you're not going to get back and it's really coming down to make or break, right? It's either going to make you wiser and elevate you, or this is going to take away from you and you're going to start back over, right? It's going to put you way onto the other side, at the other end of the spectrum. So I want you to understand that when it comes to that booking services, I take it very serious. And I've said this before, but I wanted to say it this way, right? When you book a reading, a consultation, a collaboration, or any type of spiritual services, if we set up a day and time, unless you give proper notice, it is considered a booked session and it's done with, which means that once you actually book that, we confirmed that, and you doesn't show up, if you want that reading still, you would have to rebook that reading. Rescheduling is only done if you ever have, like, if there's something that comes up, proper notice, and of course I will know. And you say, hey, Mystic, I was setting aside time, blah, 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 blah. Unfortunately, it work out, I can't do it, whatever. Proper notice. I think proper notice is even 2 hours. But of course, like I said, there's so much that is going on. There's so much that I do online, in person, even for myself. Sometimes, I only have an hour or two to myself and it's not a set time. I can't say, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm going to have alone time. It could be any time. And so, like I said, I'm very adamant about, me having my alone time and recuperating, rejuvenating, reconnecting to my energy, grounding myself. And then the same thing with your sessions. I prepare myself, I really zone out and tune in. And I listen to what you're saying, and I'm not just hearing it, because of course when you're saying things, sometimes you're saying it one way, but I know the intentions is different. So I'm able to pick that up and say, well, I know they're asking this, but something else is coming up within the spirit, what's within this soul, within this experience. And spirit, what is this? And I'm able to tap into that and say what it is. And so, like I said, please be respectful to that. And, I'm respectful to you and your energy. Of course, there are times where people have booked readings with me. And I feel like it's proper notice. But, I think a few times people say at 9 o'clock, and I end up calling it at 9:40 because I had another reading prior to them, and that kind of went over. And I didn't want to be rude and say, "Hey, I got another reading at 9:30. We need to get off this phone," and blah blah blah. And so I kind of just say, we just stayed in a session, and then I had to reach out and say, unfortunately, and that's rare. Like y'all, that only happened like maybe once or twice. And so that is that. Like I said, once the money is sent over, once the session is booked and confirmed, and unless proper notice is giving, then like I said, it's already a book thing because you're paying for the time and not the service. The service is a perk to the time because, of course, in that moment, sometimes people book an hour, just spiritual services and what I'm going to call spiritual guide, where you talk and you're asking questions about things that are not really, on the same path of what we're talking about, what we're dealing with. So let's say you want a reading, well, then you're like, hey, while we're here talking, something else came up right now, and I want to know this and that. But either way, you know, we've got into that. We've had those discussions because, like I said, this is your moment. This is your time. I even like say try to listen when they ask questions. I try to really hear it out, listen, and then answer versus cutting them off. And sometimes it does happen because they'll ask a question. I'm thinking they're done. I'll answer, and then they'll ask another one, or maybe there's more to the question. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, whatever. But yes, like I said, that's it. I will also put it on the blog spot. I will make a formal, post there. I'll probably tag it as the main thing so you can see it. Yes, honey, life is important, y'all. Life is sacred. Time is sacred. Two twins that you're always going to be dealing with that you need to respect. And if you do not respect it, they will teach you how to respect them. It's time and life. I tell y'all this all the time. I used to always say, be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. And it's true. Be good to yourself. Every opportunity, if you have the opportunity to drink clean, better water, drink clean, better water. You have opportunity to sleep a little longer, sleep a little longer. You have opportunities to take multivitamins, more vitamins, do it. If you have opportunities to go running around, skipping around through the fields and screaming and laughing like a little kid, do it. Don't be embarrassed, honey. Don't be ashamed. Okay, hello? Who cares? A lot of people, they're so stuck up, they're so stiff, and they're like, ooh, I would never do that. Of course, that's why you got back pain. Of course, that's why your head is hurting. Of course, that's why you can't manifest shit, because you're so stiff, and the stagnant stiffness is creating more stagnant energy in your fucking life. It's okay to be a 60-year-old jumping through down the street and acting like a kid. It's okay to be 50 years old and want to act like a little girl, be a little girl. There's nothing wrong with that, babe. Okay, hello. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, of course, there's a time and place for everything. You're not going to show up to your job acting like a little girl or a little boy, because bitch, at that point, girl, you might get treated like one, and then you're like, why do you keep treating me like I'm a kid? Because you act like one. You know what I mean? There's a point. There's a time and a space for all things, and I kind of wanna leave y'all with that. Can we get into where's my Bible? Yeah, I'm having burgers. I'm having burgers. I'm having turkey burgers and French fries from Aldi's. I'm having burgers. I'm having a turkey burger. What? Girl, what's going on? Okay, here we go. I'm like, I gotta put my Bible on the side of my bed. Let me read this, and I'm gonna read y'all comments if y'all got any. We're gonna read it right now. Praise. Yes, honey. Okay, so we're gonna pull up Ecclesiastics. Mm, mm. Hold on. Okay. So we're gonna pull up this up right now. Just open up your Bibles. Okay. If you got the Holy Bible, King James Version, the page would be, if you need to know the page, we're gonna go to Ecclesiastics 3. And we're going to pull this up very quickly. Okay, there's 2. Where is 3? There's 2. Don't play with me. Oh, they didn't put 3 or 4 down? The audacity. Girl, okay, here we go. It was skipping. So we are going to start off with Ecclesiastics 2, verse 26. Open the Bible. That should be page 900. And we're going to read, for God gives wisdom and knowledge and joy to a man who is good in his sight. And when we say who is good to his sight, that means he that take good care of himself, because that's why we talk about self-care. Self-care is so important because when you take good care of yourself, you're taking good care of God. A lot of people out there, they have the servant slave mentality, and they think that they're being good to God by denying themselves or abusing themselves. And that's not how it works. And so it says that, but to the sinner, he gives the work of gathering and collecting, and he may give to him who is good before God. This also is vanity and grasping for wind. That means that nothing is going to come of that. You're going to be self-proclaimed. You're going to be self-entitled. You're going to be self-provoked. You're going to blame everybody and their mama for what you don't have. But in reality, it's that you're grasping for wind. Oh, come on in here. And it says that to everything there is a season. That means that there's a cycle. And I want to break this down for because I need you to understand, because some of you, English is not really your first language. And even if English is your first language, you don't know English properly. And so let me break down to you what season is etymologically. Hello. Let's break it down, honey, because see, we here to learn something together. Hello. Okay. Let's get into it. Come on. Come on. See, the Holy Spirit is entering. Come on in here. The Holy Spirit is entering. We might have to tap in and tap into some energy right now. Ow! And it said that season originated from the Latin word santionem, which means a sowing or a planting. It also comes from the old French word saison, which means seed time. And a season means that you're planting something, you're investing something, and you're seeding something. Oh, come on in here. And it said that a time for every purpose under heaven. Now, we should know what time means, but some of you may not. So I want to break down what time means too. You know, we want to get down to time. Oh, come on in here. See, the devil is mad. Ow! The devil is motherfucking mad. I'm trying to open it up, and the devil's saying, not today. Woo! Get out my face. And it says that it is the English word time derives from the Old English word tema, which means tempora duration, limited space of time, and ultimately from the Proto-Germanic word temo. It is rooted in Proto-Indo-European, which means duh or day, which means to divide, reflecting the concept of time as a division of an experience. So within every second, there's a division of an experience that you're having. A thought happened, an action happened, a movement happened. That's why we say that thoughts have power. And so it says that every time for every purpose under the heaven. Now, I also want to break down to you what purpose is. Hello. Because, see, we're going to learn something together today. Purpose originated around 1300 from the Anglo-French word purpose, and the Old English French word purpose, which means to aim intention, to put forth or propose. That means a plan, something to put forward. And so a time for every purpose. That means time is intentional. Time is purposeful. That means that every second, every minute, every millisecond matters, and it should be intentional. And so it says that a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down. And that's another thing too, because a lot of us, we don't understand what the word heal means. And I want you to understand what the word heal means, because a lot of you talk about being holy, talk about holy, 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 and you don't even understand what the word healing means. Because in order to be holy, you have to heal. And the word healing means Old English helen, which means to cure, save, or make whole. That's why we said holy. You cannot be holy without a healing. And even the word salvation means to soothe over, to have a healing take place. Hello. And it says that it is steamed from the Proto-Germanic word hasion, which means whole, hell, or health. Oh, come on in here. And it says a time to break down, a time to build up, a time to weep. And a lot of them, we don't know what the word weep mean. And I'm going to break down what the word weep mean right now, honey, because that's another thing we got to get over. We got to get over the word weeping, because a lot of us, we weep out of character. We weep just to weep. We weep and we don't know what the hell we weeping for. You're weeping and you don't know what the hell you weeping for. And it says that the word weep means to shed tears, usually as an expression of strong emotion like sorrow or grief, though it is also described moisture dripping from an object, weapon. That's also said the Old English word weep comes from the word weapon, to cry out or to mourn. Oh, y'all didn't know that, did y'all? Weapon. You didn't know that, honey. Weapon. You didn't know that, did y'all? RWEPAN. And it's that the roots lie in a German word for shouting or lamenting, originally implying vocalized sorrow rather than just shedding tears. So you're actually screaming out. A time to laugh, a time to mourn. A lot of you don't know what mourning means. Let's get into the word mourn. And of course, you can look this up yourself, but while we're here this month, we're going to talk about it. Mourning originates from the Old English word mournan, which means to feel, express sorrow, grief, or to be anxious. And the Proto-Germanic word mournan means to remember sorrowfully. So when you're mourning the loss of your mother, you're remembering in misery. Because, of course, we're going to go into the word of sorrow. Because, of course, it said sorrow. Can we say what sorrow is etymologically? Ow. See, we're ready for it. We're ready for it, honey. We're ready for it. Oh, come on in here, spirit. And the energy is moving. Sorrow. Oh, I said sorrow, and it said distress, girl. Come on out of here. Get up out of here. We gonna teach these people today, because in teaching is light. And it says that sorrow is a deep feeling of sadness, grief, regret, or mental pain, often stemming from loss or misfortune. And that's another thing too, y'all. When my grandma passed away, people are like, girl, you didn't go to her funeral. I had cousins look down on me and say, how dare you not go to your grandmama's funeral? You slept at her house. You ate at her house. She took care of you when your mama was busy and all that stuff. And I looked at him, I said, baby, you needed that time, because I made it right before she passed away. And that's something too, girl. I made it right. I didn't have to go to her funeral and shout out and be mournful and scream and shit, girl, because I made it right. I knew that she was at peace. I knew she was reuniting with energies that she missed so dearly. That was my grandfather and other relatives. And so, baby, I was okay. I didn't have to see her in this casket being without motion. I did not want to have this memory of my grandmother, my nana, being in this box for the rest of my life. And so I made peace, and she made peace. And that was beautiful to me, baby. Hello. And that's how I am and who I am today, right now. And I don't apologize. We could say it was my mama. We could say it was my daddy. We could say it was anybody. I have peace within my life because of my grandmother. Hello. And of course, going into a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace. And see, a lot of us don't know what embrace means. And we're going to break down what the word embrace means. Oh, come on in here, honey. And I'm pooped right now, y'all. I've been up since 6 o'clock this damn morning. Ow! But I'm pooped, and that's okay, because I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to relax myself. See, because a work is never done, honey, when you're a servant of the Spirit. Oh, come on in here. See, a lot of y'all playing with the Spirit, baby. I'm a servant of the Spirit. I don't play with the Spirit. I work in the Spirit. Oh, come on in here. And it says embrace originate from the 14th century old French word means abracier, which means to clasp in the arms, which combines the prefix in with brace, which is arms. Another word for brace or arms is brace. And it says that you are embracing a time to gain, a time to lose, a time to keep, a time to throw away, a time to tear, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. See, this is why I talk a lot, but I shut the fuck up a lot too. Ow! See, y'all not ready for that type of teaching. Because so used to people talking, but not shutting the fuck up. And I know how to shut the fuck up, baby. Ow! See, you got to listen more than you speak any damn way. That's how you get ahead in life. See, I know a lot, baby, even though I'm not that experienced in life, because, baby, I listened. Even as a child, honey, I sat still and I shut it the fuck up. Hello? It was boring sometimes to listen to my elders talk. Yes, it was. I'm not going to lie. I was quite bored. But I said, this old woman, this old man got some information that I'm going to need one day because they already been here. Hello. They already been my age. Hello. And they're the age that I want to be. So I learned to shut the hell up and say what they got to talk about. Hello. What they got to say. Hello. And it says, a time to love and a time to hate. Oh, come on in here. There's a time to hate, y'all. They say you cannot hate nothing. But yes, there's a time to hate, girl. You could definitely hate. Hello! A time of war and a time of peace. That's what I said, girl. Some of these girls gonna get a reading session from a girl. When that time comes, because it's not the time to have a reading session. Y'all saying right now, it's not the time right now. Right now, we at peace. Right now, we're trying to instill peaceness. Peace be still. Hello! We're trying to heal. We're trying to build up right now. But don't forget, girl, because I'm also reading these people too. I'm gonna be helping them heal as well. See, that's the whole point of me giving these ladies and these men a reading. Because if the man need one, I'm gonna give a man a reading too. Hello! And I know which man I'm gonna read too, by the way. Ow! I know there's a few men I need to motherfucking read, and one of them is Rashad Jamal. Ow! Come on here, girl. And I also haven't gave young Pharaoh the reading that he need. But anyway, because he gonna get a reading from me too. Anyway, and so in that reading session, honey, like I said, there's gonna be a time for that. And it says, what profit has the worker from that in which he labors? I have seen God-given tasks with which the sons of men are to be occupied. And so we're going to leave it with that, y'all. There's a time for all things. And baby, I appreciate the love and the support. I appreciate the emails. I appreciate all that. Even I tell y'all, people have sent me emails out of the blue and say, hey, I want to get this done. I'll let you know when I get some money. I tend to either ignore that or just overlook it, even sometimes another person, because I'm like, baby, time is energy. Energy is motherfucking money, if you want to call it that. And baby, the fact that you didn't have what you wanted to send that email over means to say that you ain't got it and you don't want to have it. Okay? I will never show up to a Versace store. I will never show up to a Hermes store. I will never show up to Chanel. I don't show up to no store for that matter, the window shop. If I ain't got money to buy, I ain't going. I'm calling no restaurant and say, hey, I want to know, what is your cheapest plate you got on the menu? Okay, I'm just calling to check it. I don't get paid until next week. So respectfully, that's how I feel about this too. Baby, respect my time. I respect yours. Respect me. I respect you. Love, respect is actually a part of love. Okay? Hello? If you don't have respect for me, you can't love me. Hello? Let's get into it. Let's get into it, honey. Respect is a part of love. And that's how we said when people lie to you, they don't love you. Okay. Respect is a fundamental, non-negotiable ingredient in healthy relationships, acting as a foundation for trust and safety. When people do not have respect for you, they do not love you, they do not trust you, and you cannot be safe around them. So, baby, when you have no respect, I'm gone. I tell it to everybody. You lie, you cheat, you steal, you don't respect me. You don't respect me, honey. And I'm about respect. I blocked relatives that knew my whole life. You goddamn believe you don't think I'll block a client? You don't think I'll block an associate? You don't think I'll block a friend that I've only known for 2% of my life? You thought wrong. I was gonna say, you goddamn right I will, because I will. Respectfully, honey, because you don't respect me, you don't respect yourself. You don't respect yourself, what are we doing? Hello? Because I respect me, that's why I respect my people. And if I don't respect you, I don't fuck with you. And that's it. When you lose my respect, you lose my friendship. You lose my connection. That's it, babe. And that's how it is for anybody. I don't kiss ass to be liked. I don't kiss ass for money. Okay? I just want to point that out, girl. You know, no tea, no shade, girl. And so anyway, it actually says that arms mean brachium. Brachium or brachia means arm, honey. Brachia. Brachium. Okay, and it says in French is a brachiel. Okay, 2 arms to take. Okay, anyway, so that's it, honey. So let me see the comments, y'all, right now. And y'all, I'm about to tear this food up, girl. I went to Aldi's. I got some zesty fries. I got the turkey burgers from Costco. I got me some seasonings. You know, I play with my seasonings, some cinnamon, some paprika. I put some lime, dehydrated lime on it. I put some onion powder, put some garlic on it. I put some marjoram on it. Put a little bit of smoked paprika on it. Put some parsley on it. Yes, girl. Flipped it over. Put a little bit of coconut on it. Let that cook like that too. The burgers are being cooked now. I think they're done. I heard the little ding ding ding. But the fries in that's gonna be like 7 minutes, girl. I'm gonna pick the fuck out. I got my spicy chipotle mayonnaise. Shout out to what's that company called? Best Foods or is it Crafts? Don't remember. But so good, honey. I had it on the slider last week, y'all. I'm gonna post a picture of the food to y'all. If y'all want to see what I had last week, I'm gonna send it to y'all. I'm gonna send y'all a picture of what I had last week, girl. And that shit was so good, y'all. When I tell y'all they had the spicy mayonnaise on it, and I bit it, I was like, "What is this?" I almost wanted to go back there and kiss the cook, and the girl was like, "He is single." That don't mean shit, girl. He ain't getting a kiss from me. I was just saying thank you for the food, girl. Listen, I don't put my lips on everything, girl. I might be freaky, but I ain't that freaky. Hello? I might be desperate. I ain't that desperate, baby. Hello? I might like men, but baby, I'm not into all types of men. Hello? And I don't think I'm all that. I know what I'm worth. And that's what people don't understand. They want to say, you think you ought to know, I know my worth, babe. Okay. So let me see who's up in there. Hello, Raka Laundry. How are you doing? Hello, Kinfree. Yes, honey. Tuku tu 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 tu. Okay. Hello, Bangs Asu. For now, you speak Hindi or you speak Tagalog? That's looking like Tagalog a little bit. But then I don't know because it kind of looks like Hindi in English if you were trying to speak English Hindi. You know what I mean? Um, you dog. Oh, I'm a dog? Ooh, your mother. Your mother's a dog. How about that? And she's a dog because you're a son of a. Oh, girl. See what I mean? Your mother's a dog and you're the son of a dog. See, I'm working on that, y'all. I'm working on my speech. I'm working on how I show up for y'all. I don't want to curse because I'm not that girl. I mean, I am that girl if I need to become that girl, but I feel like in this type of setting, I don't need to be that girl. This is a safe space. I don't need to get rah, rah, rah. I feel like if y'all know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay. Are they already made or you had to cook? Yeah, I have to cook them. I don't trust eating other people's food like that. Half 82. I used to love Denny's. I used to love Wendy's. I don't trust these places, honestly. I even bought something the other day from the store, and I was like, "Ooh, this tastes a little funny." So I was like, "Let me rebuy it again." So I threw it out, went back, bought it. I said, "Oh, this tastes a little funny." And I was like, "Well, maybe it's me or something. Like maybe I'm using Arm and Hammer too much." I think that day I brushed my teeth like 3 or 4 times. I was like, "Oh, maybe I'm brushing my teeth too much. Let me slow down." I gave it a couple of days. By the way, y'all need to get Arm & Hammer Complete Care, y'all. I ate today, and I'm rubbing my tongue right down my teeth. There's no plaque or nothing on my teeth, girl. Shout out to Arm & Hammer. Ow! Arm & Hammer Complete Care. Shout out to Arm & Hammer, girl. It's like $3 for that tube, girl. Used to love Colgate. Don't care for Colgate no more. Colgate didn't clean my teeth like this. But anyway, and we also do David. Is it David? He do hydroxyapatite. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So literally, I waited a couple of days, went to go get it again, took one bite, threw the whole thing out, and I said I should take it back and go get my money back. And then I said, let me go and get it from somewhere else. Got it from somewhere else. It still tastes something. So I was like, ooh, I'm not liking. They're changing shit up, y'all, and they're not telling us. They're not telling us they're changing stuff up. I don't like that. If I buy something, I want to have the same flavor. You know what I mean? Like I used to buy this white cake from the store and it doesn't taste the same. I said, girl, since COVID, y'all done changed the ingredients on this shit because this cake does not taste the same. This shit tastes like ass and cardboard box. And yes, I know what cardboard box tastes like. Yes, I know what ass tastes like. And don't ask me how I know. I just know. Okay? That's for me to know, for you to find out. Anyway, amen, Mystic Sam. Shout out to the grandmothers, fathers, and great grandparents for holding us all down. We need it. You said it, honey. Holding us down, honey. Well, my apologies, Mystic. I couldn't make it to last reading. I sent you an email to reschedule a better time. Okay, perfect, Jay. Or thank you so much, Half 82. Okay, I'll be checking that email after this. So yes, honey, that's pretty much it, y'all. And it's Wednesday. And I feel very good, y'all. I feel very good. I slept good last night. I had a gym session with a friend this morning. Had to reschedule. Right now I'm gonna, eat my food. I'm thinking, honestly, truly, I'm like, maybe I can go to the gym and get in like a 30-minute workout. Oh no, I'm kind of thinking that, but then something is just like, no, what you could do is you go walk your babies one more time and you go jump on that bike. You go walk the babies and you could do like power speed on that bike. Only thing I like about that bike, when I'm on that bike too long, my inner thighs start cramping. And when I get off the bike, I feel like I'm still on the fucking bike. Do y'all feel like that? I feel like I'm still moving. So I'm like, that's the only thing I don't really motherfucking like. But I'm like, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do, honey. You know, do what you gotta do. Y'all, and I'm over here. I totally forgot to close my blinds. I'm sitting here with just a sports bra on and just talking to y'all. And if somebody's walking by right now, they probably see me and they only look at my booty because my legs are crossed and I'm laying on my bed. So they probably only seeing my booty and shit. I don't care about that. I'm a what they say. I'm a voyeur, honey. I'm a voyeur. I'm a voyeur, girl. I'm comfortable with my body, honey. Hello. I don't give a fuck about that, girl. We all got a body. Ain't no shame in my game, girl. And some people got a better built body than other people. So, hey, I'm grateful. Anyway, thank y'all so much for your love and your support. As always, thank you so much for sharing with me your intimate times, intimate moments. I really do appreciate it, y'all. I cannot say it enough. I really do appreciate it. It really means a lot. Thank y'all for, like I said, the love and the support. Thank y'all for your energy, your time. I do not take it for granted. I'll never take it for granted. And I just want y'all to know that. Okay. Anyway, y'all. Bye for now. Love and light. And y'all will see me again. Y'all, I see, it's the crazy you ain't putting y'all in the place. That's a set. I need to just give y'all a spontaneous set. Because you know what? No. You know what? You know what? We'll see what I feel like. If not, I'll come back tomorrow. We'll see what I feel like. I could set aside an hour tomorrow in my 2 hours of alone time to do what I gotta do because there's something I want to talk on. There's something I want to jump on that people are getting a little confused by. It's been on national news and stuff, and I kind of alluded something on my posting early this morning, and I'm like, listen. There's a lot with a lot. Don't get it confused. You don't get distracted. I even want to do a meditation for y'all, and I could probably get that going tonight. Can we do a guided meditation tonight of awakening your inner goddess and God frequency? Can we get into it, honey? And this is no cliche fake shit neither, okay? Give me 3 days, okay? I'm going to give this meditation for y'all. You got to try this for 3 days and watch how it shifts your life. Even when you're not thinking about it. Can we talk about it? Even when you're not thinking about it. Even when you're not thinking about it, baby. See, I almost went into a story time, a testimony right now, but we're not gonna do that. Like I said, we want to wake up that inner goddess or God energy, so that way they can step up or step out. So that way you'll be good. Okay, you can sit back and let that rhythm take control. Hello, let the rhythm take control. I'm partying tonight. Hey. Yes. Dun, dun, dun. What song is that? Let the rhythm take. Is it Jodeci or something? I don't know. Sound like Jodeci. Anyway, y'all. Bye for now. I'm really confused with the aliens. Well, you know what? That's what I'm talking about, Rico. Rico, stop trying to act like you tapping in on me, honey. No, I do want to say this, honey. Rico, listen. Rico is tapped in. See, Rico tapped in, honey. Rico be trying to, I need to have a moment. Matter of fact, I don't think you ever got a reading. I think you got a natal reading before. I think you got a hand reading, but you never said, let me have a reading. Because you be tapped in, honey. I'd be like, Rico think that she can read me down. She like, I'm a Gemini. Our birthdays are close to each other. So I know, and technically I'm a Floridian too. My grandmother's, what is it? Is it my grandmother? Yeah, my great grandmother dad is from Florida. And he wasn't born there in Florida, but he grew up there in Florida. And then so she was I think I told you Rico, a part of Florida too, which is actually a shocker. It's a shocker, honey. That's what I said. When people claim to be a part of Spirits Girl, we can do a whole chart over me saying who my spirits are, my mothers, and compare and contrast. Cause baby, that would gag the set. That's what I said, baby. I don't gotta say fuck that thing, girl. My life shows it. Ow, come on in here. Now, of course, I need to get a little more into giving in and giving, because she needs her time. Mother needs her love and her attention too. And I haven't been up on it for a couple of weeks. Don't get it twisted. I've been a little busy, but trust when I tell you that, girl, because I am her and she is me, and we together are one. Honey, when I give to me, I give to her. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that's actually what I want to tap on, Rico, because something was revealed to me as a little light thing. I want to segue into this very quickly. So last week, I gave a reading to somebody, and I want to actually record this too, y'all, so y'all can catch up on this too. So, and you can always hear people, and I want to tell y'all this. You can always hear the honesty and the sincerity of people in their voice. When people are like, I don't know if this person lying to me or not. You can listen to people's tones to determine if they're truthful or they're lying to you. So you're going to hear on this recording with this guy, the truth and the sincerity of him when I'm going to re-ask this question I'm about to tell y'all right now. So I give him a reading. We're talking about other people. I'm tapping into their energy because people were going crazy. We didn't know what was going on. I said, baby, well, I'm going to tap in. And so I'm telling him stuff. He's confirming what I'm saying. And then I end it. I end up going to bed, y'all. And this was not even going to be a reading because I was so tired. And I was like, I don't like to tap in on reading because I see too much. I ended up seeing like an arm and shit hanging off a bed and shit, y'all. Like I was literally in this room. And so I brought it up to him and he's like, wait a minute, what type of tattoo was on the forearm? Because I told him I saw a tattoo. And he's like, what type of tattoo is on the forearm? And I was like, oh, so this is him then. And of course he wouldn't deny it or say it. But anyway, long story short, y'all, I'm sitting there tapping in and just things are coming to me. And I'm like alien obsessed. Like Alien versus Predator. And of course, I'm not telling him this, but I'm thinking this. And so fast forwarding, y'all, things have been coming up about stuff. And I'm just like, there's so much going on out there, like spirit. Like, I need to know. Like, before I speak about this, I want to talk about this weeks ago. I need to know what it is and what it ain't. And right there, I start seeing that. I start seeing manipulation. And I start seeing, even because I have to do my research on a particular person, and I might put that information out there because I thought this person was deceased because nobody talks about this person. And of course, like I said, this came to me and I was like, let me do my research on this. Let me type it in. And when I typed it in, he's still alive. But this man is not in the general public. And he's not in the general public for a reason. And so all this stuff kind of has been like stirred up and has been fed on a part of that whole group. And even going into the questions of money, because we talked about it, why we're so broke and we're still struggling. NASA receives $23 billion annually. And it's like, they're going on, like, make it make sense. Why can't a space company, what they call it, a space aero, what is it? Is it space nautic or is it aeromaic? Is it aerodynamic? I can't remember what they call space crafts, travels and shit. Long story short, can no company donate their time for a grant for the government to say, you know what, you don't charge us to make this thing for us. We're gonna just make it, and basically we'll make sure your family is good. We'll make sure you get a grant for your kids to live off of. They just can't do that. Why are we giving $23 billion to do research on things that we have no proof that they can do? Because if we're talking about the Bible, if they are actually able to go into the space, y'all, then we need to also stop talking about we're Christians. We need to stop talking about Christianity, because that's where the confusion starts at right there. If we really believe that these people are going to space and there's really aliens coming from because alien means unknown, it means foreign. So we're not saying aliens are not real. I told y'all my belief. I think aliens are demons. I think they're demonic. There's been stories that have been told since the 1970s that when they met these aliens, they smelled sulfur. They smelled sulfur. When demons and the devil and there's demonic entities and power in your house, you smell sulfur, aka rotten eggs. If you don't believe me, you do your research on that. So these motherfuckers smell like sulfur, like demons smell like sulfur. Everything ties back into religious domination. And so I want to talk about some things because, baby, I know some things. I feel some things. And we can give out initials, we can give out names. That's how deep we're getting into it. And the people that jump on it, because I said to you, before I jump into it, I'm going to start calling people out. Spiritualists out here that are claiming to be tapped into the spirit and God is showing me this and that, bitch, I'm going to call them out and I'm going to call them out by name. And I'm going to do a video response to them. That's it. I need to look up what I'm going to talk about, see who else is talking about it and what they're talking about. Yeah, this is what I'm seeing. Right. We're going to see. We're going to see, honey. And maybe I'll give them an opportunity. Maybe I'll send them a direct message, say, hey, I'm also a spiritualist and I want to do a video on this. And I see that you get feedback about it. I want to give you an opportunity to clarify in this moment if you gave this reading because it's really what spirit told you, or did you assume? Because what I believe and what I feel and what I know to be true, and we're going to talk about spiritually because it's all alleged. And they said when you say alleged, you still may have to give out your sources and all that. What I feel spiritually, hello, I have a difference of opinion with you. And it's okay to have a difference of opinion. You can say the spirits are tapped in and give you information, but I know, baby, the information that you received is false information. It's a false doctrine. So like I said, I'm going to see who's talking about it, and I'm going to say we're on the same page or not. And if we're not on the same page, I'm definitely going to send an email and ask what's really going on here. Because I'm not saying I know it all, but I'm saying that, baby, it's common sense of what's going on. If anybody got a brain to think, if somebody's really tapped in spiritually, we can see what's going on. Like, anybody can see it, y'all. And even if you're not tapped in, you probably know. And disclosure is coming. And it's like, disclosure is coming, so they're trying to take this away and all that. It's like, girl, why would it matter or not if they disclose aliens to us or not? Why would that matter? What would that do? If they told us aliens exist and they showed you a fucking alien, what you gonna do? You gonna get the alien pregnant? Are you gonna ask for alien semen so you can have an alien baby? Like, why would that matter? There are people out there that you will never meet, y'all. And think about that. There are men and women out there that you will never meet a day in your life. They're not trying to get to you to know those people. So why does it matter if aliens are real or not? Like, why does that matter? That doesn't even matter. But of course, they're making it seem like that because it's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. They have to make it seem, y'all, because that's something too. When alien disclosure happens, are you going to stop using taxpayers' money on space discoveries and stuff? Because they're here. So why do we need to explore them even more? Like, is that what we're talking about here? Because what would be the other reason? Yeah, I knew aliens existed because of this. No, fuck the dumb shit. Y'all go to space to research aliens and they're already here on this fucking planet. So where's the money at? That's why we're not going to have alien disclosure. Just a preview. That's why it's not going to happen. And they ever do it, it's fake. It's fake. Because it's going to be one or two things. It's a fake storyline, or they need to create some type of weapon to do some shit. And even then, girl, this should have already been created, girl. Y'all been taking money out every year, girl. It's trillions of dollars, y'all. Can we do a calculation? Can we look something up right now? Public record. Can we look something up? Why we here together? Why we here together? Can we look something up? Can we look something up? Hold on. When was NASA discovered? 1958. How much money has the government been giving NASA since 1958? They have received since 1958 $158 trillion in total revenue. And I take that back. That's from 1958 to 2021. And it said that from 2022 to 2025, they have surpassed $5 trillion, y'all. So while you have hungry children out there, and you got people that are robbing and stealing to feed their damn kids, they out here giving NASA 175 trillion fucking dollars. And y'all, oh, it's aliens out there. Oh, it's like just being dumb, girl. Like it's alien, and they gonna show it. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Are you gonna ask for your money back? Are y'all gonna be, hey, I need my money? Like, what y'all gonna do? Not a damn thing. Just like the Epstein files got released, y'all didn't do a damn thing about it. Same thing. Same thing, girl. We don't let that go, girl. People don't even talk about that. Girl, we don't let that shit go. We're just like, honey, oh, well, it's out there, but what we gonna do? Exactly. Because y'all scared. That's what it is. Y'all scared. That's what it is, girl. All these gangsters, all these thugs, but y'all punks. Y'all scared. All these, I'm gonna put a spell on Donald Trump. Put a spell on the Epstein file, bitch. Or shut up. I'm gonna put a spell on Donald Trump because he don't like a black people. I'm gonna put a spell on Donald Trump because he don't like an immigrant. I'm gonna put a spell on Donald Trump because he don't like a gay folk. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, bitch? Not a damn thing. Respectfully. And I say this respectfully, y'all. We're just talking. So $175 trillion have been, could you imagine, wait a minute, wait a goddamn minute, hold on. Whew, girl, listen, y'all, wait a minute. 175 trillion divided by 347 million. Girl. Y'all. Let me tell y'all something right. Y'all let these people play in y'all damn face, girl. Y'all let these people play in y'all face. Listen, I'm telling y'all this. Listen, I'm being respectful. There's so much I can say right now. I'm being very respectful for those who believe in the alien stuff and there's a disclosure coming and all that. Listen, honey. I hope when that disclosure happens, I hope that you're alive to see it. I hope when it happens that you really question, you have the balls to question where's all that money going. And then you're going to also uncover what has been really going on. But see, that's what I said, girl. Y'all not really tapped into God because y'all don't connect to the God because y'all got their God. They're telling you Jesus the whole time is Satan with his hands behind his back, flipping you off. Like, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, we are really in a world, we're in the last days. We are, and that's why everything's being revealed to you, and you're not paying attention. You're overly medicated on meds because you don't want to change your lifestyle and diet. You're overly medicated on drugs and alcohol because it's your happy pill, it's your happy drug, it's your happy drink. And that's really what it comes down to. That's really what it comes down to. That's really what it comes down to. So it's a very, very sad day. Things are being revealed. And a lot of people are just, girl. I mean, they're just watching it happen. And there's people that can do things about it, but they don't care. They don't care, honey. And they want to talk about, I help my people. Oh, you do. You do. So you actually sit down and you teach them how to get outside of self. Because collectively as spiritualists, we're all connected. It's not about race. It's not about I'm black and my black people need to wake up and melanated. It's not about that shit, girl. Y'all been talking about that for 300, 400 years. And where has it gotten you? It still got the doors shut in your face. It still got your face kicked in. It still got you pissed on. It still got you spit on. And some is spit on and kicked on by your own people. So when are you going to realize that it's not about that no more? It's about human to human. It's about good versus evil. It's about soul versus soulless. It has nothing to do with, those white people. I don't do the gays. I don't do that. Girl, you don't do that because you're not tapped in. Because the Holy Spirit will never allow that. The Holy Spirit will never allow segregation. The Holy Spirit will never allow separation. Why would the Holy Spirit create you to be different from them? You're not better than. Your blackness, your whiteness, your gayness, your straightness, you're not better than them, babe. And that's where you're going to realize. Until you realize that, this world is fucked. This world is going to continue to be fucked. And that's it. That's why you have to live your life for you. You have to also find people like you. You got to find your tribe, and you guys got to build up together. You cannot look back and say, well, why we over here trying to build? We could be helping people over there in Africa. They don't want to be saved. While we're trying to build, we can help the homeless people in the streets. They don't want to be saved. We can go over there to Skid Row. They don't want to be saved. They don't want to be saved. We can go to New York. They don't want to be saved, babe. You have to really focus on you and the people like you that are trying to get somewhere. And invest your energy so when things go down, bitch, you're still elevated. You're still connected. Because everybody can't fit in that boat. What it says in the Bible, it says that when the Noah's Ark, that God put 2 and 2, and people think that's a real thing to happen. Oh, the Noah's Ark actually happened. Okay, girl. But how about this? What happened if you saw it from a different perspective? That 2 and 2 means pairs. 2 and 2 means that you're going to have 2 masters, 2 this, 2 that, 2 cooks, 2 this, 2 that. And genetically and spiritually, you build up because you got to have 2 sides to everything, right? What it says, his side, her side, and the truth. You got to have 2 different perspectives. It's up and it's down. It's in and it's out. So that whole thing, that girl, everybody didn't get on Noah's Ark. When the great flood happened, some people actually got flooded the fuck out. And that's how it is in this modern day world. Everybody won't be saved. Oh, they could be feeding the homeless kids right now. Oh, Elon Musk and all these people, they're billionaires and they're being greedy with their money. A lot of you don't even want the money. You would take that money and go buy TVs and weed and cigarettes and shit with that. You go buy fucking whores and girl, I got all this liquor. Look what happened with the stimulus check, girl. People got fucking stimulus checks. Instead of investing that money, saving that money, flipping that money, buying gold and silver, putting it in some type of stock that they couldn't touch. People out here buying TVs and shit. And the TV gonna burn out in 5 years. And you gonna have to buy the TV again. Gonna have to buy the damn TV again. Well, they gave the stimulus check to help the economy. No, girl, they gave the stimulus check to see what you spent your money on. Because they got receipts to prove it. What did you spend your money on? That's what they did. They wanted to see if we give them $1,500, what are they going to do with it? If you did something smarter, hey, I'm gonna start a garden. Hey, I'm gonna this. They would have said, you know what? Maybe we need to start giving these people an annual stipend. Maybe we need to give them like $10K a month, $10K a year. But no, we don't get that. You know why? Because they gave you $1,500 and you couldn't even manage that shit. They gave people gas card shit. Same thing with that, girl. People were getting other shit with a damn gas card. Girl, how the fuck I give you a $600 fucking voucher or fucking card to use on gas? And some of y'all got it, don't even fucking drive. You don't even drive. How the fuck you got a gas card? I remember, did you get a gas card? I didn't get a gas card. Oh, what? You didn't get a gas card? Well, they said you make under 180K. Okay, well, where's my gas card at? Bitch, people that didn't even drive got a gas card. Like, how the hell you get a gas voucher? You don't even drive, girl. That's I'm just like, girl, girl, we got another thing coming, girl. We got another thing coming, girl. And sometimes you wish that it was true. You like, girl, where the aliens at for real? Where the real abductions at? Where the real abductions at, girl? Where the real tea at? But like I said, I'm gonna talk about some tea. People coming out and you know, saying what they saw and stuff, and you know, all that good, you know, all that good, and you know, they said they saw stuff. One of the guys was like, yeah, you know, and once again he was like, and he was like, I'm gonna call it incubated, because we know that tobacco and drugs and alcohol fucks with your brain cells. People that drink and smoke don't have the same thinking capacity as people who don't. And that's not a cut in, that's truth. Because alcohol and drugs do some type of damage to your brain. And so either way, especially those who've been drinking and smoking since they were kids. And so either way, he was saying that he went to go smoke his last cigarette years ago. And him and his friend saw these spaceships in the sky. And I'm just like, girl, at 2 o'clock in the morning, how do you know At 2 o'clock in the morning, how do you see a black triangular shaped flying object with red lights on it? How did I know it was circular with the lights in a triangle at 2 o'clock in the morning? And he was really trying to convince people that he really saw stuff. And I was just like, see, that shit I would talk about, girl. I know people that were in the military that saw things and they never saw anything like that. So the military saw one thing, you saw something totally different. And I'm not, listen, like I said, I'm going to get up off of that. It is what it is, girl. We're going to do a video on it. We're going to get into some questions. We're going to ask some T's. We got to get down to the bottom of the T. Who is who and what is what? Who do you know? Who do you blow? What do you blow? And that's it, girl. And what do you blow? You know what I mean by that, girl. What do you blow? Who do you blow? What do you blow? Okay. Respectfully. Okay? Respectfully, honey. Who do you blow and what do you blow, girl? Because, girl, I'm like, girl, 2 o'clock in the morning, some people really like, what? Oh, my God, that has to be so amazing to see. Like, girl, have you been outside at 2 o'clock in the morning? Girl, the sky lit up like that, so he trying to say what he saw was floating in front of a street light. Because that's what he's trying to allude. That what he saw was floating in front of the street light. That's how he was able to see it. Just like you had one of the world's most dumbest criminals say that he was in jail and the aliens were working on him. And I'm just thinking to myself like, girl, well, why didn't the aliens stop you from going to jail? Girl, let me go. Let me go before I start reading people. Girl, and Erykah Badu never been abducted by no alien. You don't think the aliens want Erykah Badu? Huh? You don't think the aliens want some of Queen Mother? What happened to her? Honey, why she haven't been abducted yet? You don't think they want none of that goddess poom poom? Huh? Y'all gotta be crazy, girl. Aliens abducting all the low vibrational, weak gene people. The fuck out of here, girl. Yeah, I was abducted by aliens. What, they were interested to know why you were one of the world's dumbest criminals? I was abducted by aliens. They were curious to know why you just so bad built and so sloppy in your diet. Yeah, I was abducted by... Oh, so they just said, this motherfucker looks like he got something. He looks like he'll be a good donor for us. Let's get some of his specimen. Now we know why the aliens didn't abduct Erykah Badu. We know why. Because we know who the so-called aliens are. Okay? But for layman's terms and layman's games, honey, y'all can sit there and play with that if you want to. And I saw this and that. Yeah, honey. Sure. And there's something else I want to look up too right now. Hold on. I think it's called supersonic. Hold on. Let me look up one more thing before I go. While we're here together. Supersonic. Supersonic. Let's look this up right now. When was supersonic technology made public? 1947. Is it supersonic? Wait a minute. Is it supersonic? Is that what I'm thinking? Yes. Supersonic was October 14, 1947. When did that security... Oh, no. Let me look this up. When did that sheriff allege that an alien craft shattered his windshield on his patrol car? Let's see if it comes up. 1979. His name was Val Johnson. Get the fuck out of here, girl. Miss it with the bullshit, Val. Respectfully, honey. Respectfully, Mr. Val Johnson. Miss it with the bullshit. Girl. Government. Military, girl. Supersonic, girl. 1947. 30-something years later, you have that experience. Miss it with the bullshit, girl. I gotta go, y'all. Because these people, I'm sick of these people lying and playing with me, girl. Playing in my face. And people, oh my God, his car is in a museum. Now, if he actually caught the damn aliens and took them back to the, I could see that. But we got a car as proof of alien put on display when we know that, girl, the fuck out of here. Do we got video footage of his car having that experience? Is there a video footage or something? Do we have video footage of this situation? Because we don't. Because Mr. Val is just making anything up. Okay? He probably really had that experience. But I'm willing to say he was near a testing ground. I'm willing to say that Mr. Val Johnson respectfully was in a testing area and he walked upon that testing area because they thought this folk was asleep. They thought these folk was sleeping and they sleep. They were really knocked out. And so just so happened they were doing a test run and he had that experience. And then why they didn't abduct him? Why didn't they abduct Mr. Val? Did they not want Mr. Val? Why they didn't abduct Mr. Val Johnson? Why they didn't take him up out of here? His car just shattered. Was the car being a protective barrier between him and what the aliens wanted? Or what was going on? He had some type of alien repellent on him? See, they didn't want to take the sheriff. They shattered his car. But they took the lady in her house, the old lady in her house. They took the three drunk closet case homosexuals, you know, having playing sword fight and shit in the middle of nowhere at 3 o'clock in the morning and shit. Girl, you know who I'm talking about. Girl having sword fights, shit. Girl drunker than a dog. Talking about we were in the water doing nothing. No, baby, you were in the water. Y'all were doing some weird shit, girl. And if you need me to, we could talk about it. Somebody didn't have on no pants. One of them didn't have on their pants. So what was he doing? At past 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. What was he doing? You know, in without no pants on, baby, drunk and shit with his homeboys and shit. What y'all doing with no pants? Balls and everything is out. What was he doing? What was he doing? Y'all were going skinny dipping and shit. Why y'all left that part of the story out? What's going on? Three or four men going skinny dipping. 3 grown men going skinny dipping with each other. Where's the women at? Where was the titties and the poom poom at, girl? They said, girl, mess with the shit, girl. Y'all, listen, play with somebody else, son. Don't play with me. No, let me stop. Ain't an info, it looked fake. Right, Rico. I've been at the beach in Hollywood Hills tour outside of Beyonce house. California's powerful state. Yes, I was at Venus Beach today. Come on in here, Rico. Okay, Rico in California. Hey, Rico. Yeah. Come on, Cali. How you doing? How you doing? Yes, honey. Listen, California is powerful, Rico. Listen. Listen. When I say right now, I feel the electricity underneath my feet right now. Like I'm feeling electrically charged right now. Like I have this idea, Rico, and I said, oh my God, I am in the right state for this. I'm in the right state for this. And you know, eventually, we're going to have to be very secretive with some of the things we do and some of the things we say. You know, because some people, girl, they want to collect a check. So they're going to try to get information. And they're going to say, let me go back and tell them. But see, we already doing something right now to get that energy up out of there. Hello! You know what I mean? You don't talk about what you're doing, but you already doing energy to stop that. So, bitch, you come in and you think you're about to do some shit, girl. Think you're about to be I Spy for the tele guy. Bitch, you get fucked up and he will too. Oh, come on in. See, you're not ready for that type of teaching. Y'all not ready for that type of teaching. Ow! Shout out to Beyonce. Shout out to my spiritual sister, Beyonce. Shout out to her, honey. The one that everybody want to hate. Beyonce is really a man. Who cares? Your daddy is too, but he ain't a good one. So you mad because she's a successful man? Is that what's really going on? Your daddy wasn't successful. He not successful. And Beyonce is. Yeah, I was watching something, Rico, and I promise I'm gonna go after this. I was watching a video footage of the couple Barney or Barnes. It was a white woman dating a black man, and allegedly they had an alien experience, and it was supposed to be like the most tremendous alien discovery. And now people are going back to do their research, and they're saying that it's fake. That their honest professional opinion is that it's fake. It's a fake story. I'm just like, girl, duh. Duh. Girl, these people had this alien story and then go missing. You think anybody who had a real alien story would survive? You think they would survive that? And that's another thing too where I want people to think about too very quickly. So allegedly in Las Vegas, an alien ship went down. You know, Las Vegas is where Area 51 is near. And allegedly these teenagers, saw this and they got their father involved, right? Allegedly, we kind of covered this a little bit. But these people were able to talk about this after this experience. Nothing was shut down. Nobody came and said, hey, you better not go public about this. Like, this stuff became public, y'all, and the video is still out there. Allegedly, for their safety, they don't want to come out and talk about it now. But in reality, we know what's going on. And I've said my opinion about it. I'm going to continue to say it. We know what's going on. So you think that people who really had experiences of that type of phenomena, you think they actually survived to tell y'all about it? You think so? Because I'm willing to bet they wouldn't. If an alien, let's say, rhetorically, let's say theoretically, aliens were real and people actually had alien experience, you think that they would be able to come out, y'all, and say, hi, y'all, because there's people that show that they got limbs fucked up. You think I'm going to believe somebody who comes out normal and all it says, like, I felt like I was violated by an alien? You think I'll believe that over somebody who actually could show you because they have no other proof why they're missing half of their hand? Like, nobody could say, oh, he was a Vietnam veteran. He went there and he shot his other hand out. Like, there's no evidence of how this man got half his hand gone. I would believe that type of experience before I believe somebody that's coming up and saying, hi, I was abducted for 21 days and they let me go. They let me go. I was abducted for 28 days and they let me go. Like, girl, And I have to be quiet right now because I'm looking right now. It looked like somebody was talking about right now. I was like, ooh, let me kind of be quiet, honey. I'm shouting and shit, honey. But that's me. Like I said, listen, we're going to get in on this, Shaw. We're going to get in because there's something that it's really bothering me. And I really want to talk about it. I want people to wake up and pay attention. If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, they know what they're doing, y'all. They know what they're doing. And just so happens, celestially, there's some things that are also going down that has been predicted and shit since back in the day. Since back in the day, baby. I'm going to post a picture of this, y'all, too, when I'm done. Of what I'm eating. Turkey burgers with no bun. Over French fries, and we're doing a cabbage. Radicchio, cabbage, endives. I think it's Brussels sprouts as well. You want some more? You want another one? I made them a patty too. Hold on. Let me go ahead and actually make them a plate. Because you know they're gonna be wanting to bug me about my shit. Let me make them a plate, honey. If you wanna be somebody. Okay. Well, let me know, y'all. I will be back. Let me just see. Yeah, I'm gonna post a picture of it. I'm gonna put. You know what? Oh, wait a minute. I got a fancy plate too. Oh, yeah. Let me do a presentation for y'all. I almost forgot about this. Let me do a cute little presentation for y'all. Ooh, girl, listen. Let me do a presentation for y'all, honey. So I'm gonna go. My fries are going right now. I got 10 more minutes. When the fries are done, I'm gonna put it on the plate. I'm gonna fix it up a little bit and I'm gonna post it on the community post. Girl, on my fancy plate, y'all. Ooh. Y'all, this is gorgeous, girl. These plates are gorgeous. These plates are gorgeous. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, it almost fell. Okay. Ooh, girl. Somebody mad, girl. Who mad about me enjoying my new plates? Who mad about me enjoying my new plates, honey? Let me see who designed this plate. The designer of this plate is called Royal Norfolk. The fuck? Royal Norfolk. It says something international. Yes, girl. She's an international girl. Yes, girl. She's an international girl. Oh, and energy. When I tell y'all that energy be moving, y'all, when we start talking about the alien shit, well, there's not one in my house, girl, because we got shit set up that's against that type of technology. Even if there was an alien, even if aliens were real, their type of technology that they use, we have things that are in my home and outside of my home that they will not be able to penetrate into. Hello. But either way, girl, we start talking about the alien shit, girl, and one of my blind things started tip-topping because it's a little windy, and it actually came off the little thing. And then right now, I'm in here doing this plate thing, and I have this cup right here, and it kind of moved a little bit. And I don't know if y'all heard it sound like it made a little tap noise. So I'm like, energy is shifting, girl. And no, girl, people are going to say it's a demon. Things like that always happen, girl. People can verify, girl. Phones will ring by itself. People will call me and they're in a car with me. They didn't press call and my phone will still ring with their number on the call ID. And their phone is calling me, honey. Yeah, we could do a whole storyline, honey. When it comes to clairsentient, baby, goddess, mystic, Fallon, whatever you want to call me as, honey. I don't play when it comes to that, honey. I'm legit on my shit. Okay? Same thing with in person, honey. We're doing my birthday little thing. I still haven't decided where I want it to do my birthday thing at. I'm gonna have to hurry up and decide too, though. Probably like within a week. But of course, we did a thing. 2 people so far joined it. And honey, we're gonna do a little raffle. Of course, closer to that time, we'll be doing something else where you have a chance to also come. And of course, if you can't make it, you could say, hey, give mine to somebody else. And honey, like I said, we're gonna do some teams, honey, during the summer solstice. We're gonna tap into some energy, honey. Okay. We're gonna show y'all what a clairsentient can do. Okay. Respectfully. Did I tell y'all I make Korean red rice and stuff? Mm-hmm. Korean red rice, Chinese forbidden rice, y'all. Yeah, we don't eat white rice. We don't eat white rice no more, honey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, girl. Actually, I got my little snack thing right now, girl. I need my ass whooped. And not my ass literally whooped, y'all. But I don't like to put my shit in cabinets, like my food, because I feel like while it's in a cabinet, it's gotta like go moldy fast. I feel like, girl, spiders is gonna get into it. Just anything. So I'll put it right on my stove. I stack it up nice and cute because I don't cook on my stove. I use an air fryer and a skillet because the stove is gas. It's a nice stove, girl. But we don't do gas, honey, with our food. We don't do that. And so either way, I got my shit just organized here, girl, stacked up here. And so, girl, I got my oatmeal and all that shit, girl. My sweet potatoes, all that. Rice Krispie treats, seaweed, what do they call this? My banana bread, Belvita soft baked banana bread, my black rice, my hot cocoa sugar free, all that, my mushroom tea. I got my old school mix. Matter of fact, I gotta see when that goes bad too, honey. I only have that once a week. I need to start fixing it up, girl. I have an ancient grain from Trader Joe's, y'all. It has like amaranth, oatmeal, and something else. Oh, But yeah, honey, we'll talk, you all. I'll holla. I'm gonna put these pictures on here. Ow. Okay. We'll talk. We'll holla. Love and light. Ooh. I should have sprayed. See, I knew it. I should have sprayed the fucking skillet with some avocado oil. I mean, the pan before I put it in this air fryer, the French fries. Okay. Let me go. Okay. You the real deal. Thank you so much, Rika. Oh my God, I've been royal. I've been royal a lot. Hey, I know that's right. Good night, Rika. Yes, honey. I'll post it on my storyline. Okay, I've been at the beach. I read that. Are the aliens connected to the giant beings that the government has locked up? You know what's so crazy? Hather 82. I definitely think. Let me just tell you. Let me tell you my belief before we get into what I'm gonna do on this video, because of course I want to try to really make it quick. I think that the whole point of Aleister Crowley and all these other people tapping into energies was to open up portals to bring in entities. And I think that some of the entities actually physically manifested. And I think that people exchanged their human life for this entity to come through. So these people were sacrificial energies for these beings. And I don't want to get too creepy into it because everything is exchanged. Because anyway, I'm just going to stick with that. What I feel in my spiritual interpretation of this is that these beings were in the spiritual realm and these people had to connect with them through spiritual means. And some of them became so obsessed with these energies that they wanted them to become into the physical realm. And so these beings did. They became physical. However that was possible. They got into the physical realm, and some of these people were given as sacrifices to feed that energy because, of course, it's not even about them being cannibals in that sense. It's really about energy. And life it's energy. It's a lot of energy. These entities, these energies wanted to be in the physical realm. They wanted to be in the realm of the existent. And there's even spirits that will never be in this physical world. So, yes, I feel like those beings that are locked up by the government were these beings that were brought in through some of the people like Aleister Crowley, some of the people that, listen, like I said, the rabbit hole gets very deep. And of course, because things are changing, energies are awakening inside of us, they're trying to stop it. And so their way of stopping these energies is to create distractions. And so there's a spacecraft. And then to really make it look realistic, because everything that's done in the dark has to come to the light, let's make it seem that Bob the Builder has disappeared because Bob the Builder was over the mechanics of gravity pulsating, which means that he has made objects that can basically do the opposite, like how we're gravel because of gravity. He can actually make a vehicle or a weapon that goes against it. So if you're to the right, you could still shoot to the left. Or if your gun is aiming up, somehow the way the bullets could still come from underneath. And so that's what's giving the illusion that, oh my God, Bob the Builder is gone. And then maybe there's Suzanne the Welder. Maybe Suzanne the Welder studied quantum physics time relatively. And maybe she figured out in her study that time can be slowed down for a millisecond. And if you hold it for longer than a millisecond, it could be hold and slowed down for up to 5 minutes. And if it's actually hold and slowed down for 5 minutes, everyone that's involved in that moment will die. And so because, Susanna Wilder, possibly, learned about this and put together some little thing that can like kind of stop the time or jump around the time, mysteriously they're going to say Susanna Wilder is now gone missing. And it's like, that's ironic though. Like, what about the people that invented the cure for the viruses? One of them has been around since the 80s. Why are they not disappeared? Why didn't they just die? I mean, think about it. That's something magical, right? An epidemic happened in front of care. Why are they not disappearing? Why is it all connected to something in particular? Because it's a part of the cover up. And so if you're more focused on that, the secret 11, the secret 13, the secret 14, you're not looking at their energies individually to say that Suzanne the Welder actually is a bigger part of the program. Because before this, we didn't know who the fuck Suzanne the Welder was. Now, if you're going to sit here and show us a video of Susanna Welder, and she's sitting there like, hey, y'all, I'm Susanna Welder, and today I'm going to work, and I'm about to show them that you can stop time. Like, if we're not seeing this, we're just seeing a picture of Suzanne who looks like a 1980s character, or she's like hired to play this fucking role, and that's all we see. It's like, girl, we need more context, girl. We need to see the mama and the sister and the brother coming out. Hi, I'm Suzanne the Welder's sister, Claudette. And my sister, she went to Harvard University and she graduated from Harvard. And she went to New Mexico because, there was more opportunities there. New Mexico have New Mexico University, and they studied something with alien, blah, blah. Then I could say, okay, I'm kind of seeing it. I'm kind of feeling it. But like I said, we're not seeing this. We're not seeing the whole picture because it's a part of the plan. And while we're being distracted by that, Susanna Welder, other things are going on. And we're not breaking the energies down anywhere. Who is Suzanne related to? Who is Suzanne the Wilder's grandparents? How did she get into this? Because of course, this is like a rites of passage type of thing. Okay? Who is she connected to? Okay, how did she get into welding? You know what I mean? Like, she just didn't wake up and say, hi, I'm Suzanne, and I am a straight woman that like men, and I know my man wants me to be feminine and soft, and I have to get my nails done. Let me get into welding. No, something excited her. Something happened, and that's how she got in there, period. So they already knew that Suzanne was the best welder, and she also had something that do with time. So when they trained her on that, why didn't they hold Suzanne hostage? Why didn't they tell Suzanne that she has to cut her family off like a lot of people have to do? Why didn't they stage something then? Why would they wait all of a sudden until certain persons get in office, certain things are being discussed, and mysteriously they're all connected to, one way or another, some type of weapon? I'm just saying, I don't know nothing. I'm just a nigga bitch. You know what I mean? I'm just a nigga in a wig from California, girl. I don't know shit, girl. I just be talking out my ass. You know what I mean? I just guess shit. A lot of time my guessing be correct as if I was a part of the experience, but I just guess shit. What I know? I don't know shit. You know what I mean? Don't take my word for it. You know what I mean? Don't take my word for it, girl. Suzanne was a good welder, and everybody, well, her sister said, her brother said, well, where they at? I haven't saw no fucking news article. So Suzanne's sister, Suzanne Claudette, is missing her damn sister, and she tell everybody my sister, but Claudette don't want to get on the news and talk about her sister? And then why didn't I after Claudette? Because Claudette knows some shit too, because they might think that Claudette might know some shit that Suzanne know. Because baby, they take them all out. They don't just take you out, they take them all out. They're like, well, maybe she know because she know. Y'all seen those videos and movies and stuff when things happen like that? They came for 5 people. I tell y'all a cute little story, and I swear I'm gonna be done because my french fries got like, I have to turn it back on because it was getting sticky. There was a story of a underground situation. I won't give out too much information, There was an underground situation going on. And nobody knew about anything. Nobody knew about anything. Nobody knew what was going on. They thought that, hey, this is what it was. Something went down. They robbed a situation, robbed a bank. This happened, blah, blah, blah. Well, when they started doing their research, they start saying, well, maybe we have a serial situation because at a certain time in a certain area or certain location, things go down. And then when they looked at all the victims, they're like, well, these victims don't really have anything in common, right? Outside of maybe their ethnicities. So they brought in a forensic person. I think it's called a forensic pathologist. And the person started profiling. Like, what would make these people do this? And this forensic pathologist started uncovering more stuff. Like, you know what? Something went down and this person knew that this person knew, so that's why they took them out first. And then they started watching other people to see how close they were to that person. And then they start going down the line. And one of the persons who had no public connection to any of those other people, something also happened to them. And that's to make them think that, oh, they don't got, and they don't got anything in common. So this was a random thing. We're coming to find out that person did, because that person was living a double life. And long story short, that person kind of uncovered some tea. But anyway, that's how this shit go down. If they were really taking out Suzanne DeWilder because she had some type of knowledge and she really had some type of information on something that just defies our logic or what we taught, and we never knew Suzanne before this, so who would seek after Suzanne right now? What would make Suzanne say, hey, I know how to weld a boat that can float through air and stop time in 5 minutes? Who would seek after her? Because nobody would even know that Suzanne got that type of knowledge. But now you got people coming out because Suzanne is missing or something happened to her. And now there's people that know her saying, hey, this is strange. You don't think they'll be after them neither? Because the ultimatums were definitely given. But you don't think they would be after them neither? Like, bitch, you know too much too. Let's go for her too. So I'm just saying, I'm just pointing out, we're just talking, we're just having a dialogue, that there is definitely some funny stuff going on. And a lot of people are, naive. A lot of people are, really clown it, A lot of people don't really think. And they're assuming what it is, but it's like, the truth is right in front of our face. The truth is right in front of our face. Can Paris Hilton come out and ever tell us a story about her getting abducted by aliens? Can Janet Jackson ever come out? They got stories about werewolves and vampires. These are just things to think about. Like I said, I'm just talking. Who am I? You know what I mean? Who might I be? Who am I? You know what I mean? I'm something, but who am I to know what's really going on? I mean, for all you know, I might be an alien. You know what I mean? Trying to distract you off of aliens. Have you focused on that aliens are not real, and I'm an alien. You know what I mean? And right now I'm in my true form. That's why I'm not on camera. Goddamn. That's a good one. Yes, girl. Trans alien girl. Melissa. I mean, wasn't, who was that? Didn't young Pharaoh and them say that RH negative people are alien anyway? My mom is RH negative, so I might be really alien. I'm a descendant of an alien woman, honey. You know what I mean? I'm a descendant of an alien woman, honey. So, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. I guess I really might be an alien. Maybe that's why I'm cool tone and I'm brown skin. Because I always thought only white people could be cool tone. And when they say your skin color, your skin tone is cool, I'm like, cool skin tone? How the fuck is that possible? I thought only white people could be cool tone. But oh well, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So listen. Let me go and I'm supposed to put it on the plate. Damn. I put it in my little bowl. Hold on. Let me put it on the plate so I can take a picture of this for y'all. Yes, honey. Mmm. Mmm. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Mmm. Girl, we got some Best Foods Chipotle mayonnaise dressing. And I think I'm gonna put some Cholula. Yeah, I don't want to mix it. Sriracha. Also got some Berman's Sriracha aioli. I'm just gonna keep it with this. Mm-hmm. Oh, and let me put a little bit of I told you I had to slow down on my hemp seed oil, girl. That shit was cleaning me out, y'all. I said, I guess it's too rich. Okay. And we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of that on that. This is gonna be like a salad. And we're gonna put a little bit on the side. Oh, y'all. Mm. Okay. Let me go. I'm about to drink my oh, I gotta put my picture of my Be Amazing too. I'm about to drink one of these. Oh, I stepped on something. What the fuck was that? Baby's, oh my God, Anubis fucking leash. I'm like, bitch, ooh, that hurt it. What the fuck was that? Yeah, it's his leash, his harness buckle. Yeah, we're gonna drink Be Amazing green. So we're gonna do a peach mango. Anyway, y'all, let me go. Love and light. Let me send this picture for y'all, okay? Love and light, love and truth. And we'll holla. Bye for now, y'all. Okay? Hey, Anubis, honey. Come on, Auntie Patty. Say hey, baby. Yeah, he wants some of my food. Mystic word. They're human beings, humanoid beings that are considered godlike compared to us that walk like. Yes, honey. Yes, they were. Yes, honey. Yes, they were. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put salt and pepper on all my meals. Salt and pepper is a little bland for me. I'm learning that spices and herbs unlock certain energies within your body and certain enzymes for digestion. So, ooh, honey. Ooh! Oh my God. Listen, let me go. Y'all, all I had today was some pecans that had cinnamon on them. That's all I had today. Pecans with cinnamon, and I had one Be Amazing. I've been up since 7 this morning, so baby, listen. This is literally one meal of the day. And I drank a lot of water. So you're like, bitch, how are you not eating? Baby, listen. Oh, God, and this shit is smoky. Because I'm smoking. Thank you so much, Rika. I'm going to post a picture right now. Definitely got to add spice too. Yes, honey. Marjoram, nettles. I was going to add some seaweed right now because I've been trying to eat seaweed. But I'm like, that's going to change its taste a little bit. What is it? Cumin, smoked paprika, parsley. You're gonna see the picture. You're gonna see some of the season on the turkey burger. I put a lot of tea, honey. Garlic flakes, onion powder, parsley, celery salt. Yeah, honey. And like I said, you're gonna see a little salad mixture at the top. This is cabbage, red cabbage, radicchio, Brussels sprouts. I think there's kale in here. It said Brussels sprout piece. Oh, I do see the Brussels sprout, just a little bit of it. And then of course I have the spicy mayo, girl. I'm gonna show y'all the sliders I had too last week, girl. When I tell y'all, it was so good, y'all. It was so good. Damn, that was a week ago, y'all. Weeks, time fly by, girl, when you're busy, huh? That's why I'm trying to like really slow down and live my life a little bit. Damn, girl. I'm like, that was a week ago. Did my sister watch this, girl? Could you believe that was a week ago, girl? I'm gagging right now. That was a week ago. Like, literally, it's about to be 1 week ago. I mean, it kind of feel like a week ago. Now I'm thinking about it. It does kind of feel like a week ago. It's like, what does a week feel like out of 1 year? You know what I mean? What would a week feel like out of 52? Listen, let me post this picture. I got to take my calcium and D3 right now too. 600 milligrams of calcium. Oh, I'm also packing that magnesium tonight, y'all. Listen, I've not taken my magnesium in a while. Yesterday, my sinuses were fucking me up, girl. They were fucking me up, girl. My sinuses were fucking me up. I was like, girl, what's going on here? Took one magnesium, y'all. I was knocked the fuck out, and I don't know what that was. But girl, I even turned off all my lights and everything. I woke up to pitch blackness and a fan on. I gagged. I was like, wait, who came in and turned off my lights and shit and put me to bed? I was daydreaming from it. I was like, my man came on. What's going on? I heard the fan, and I can hear a little bit like outside traffic. And I was like, what the hell? And I looked at my phone, and it said like 2-7 or 3-7. I was like, what? Everything went off. Kind of got nervous for me. Like, girl, was there a blackout? But clearly the fan wouldn't be on. You know what I mean? But let me go, honey. Okay? You eat chicken hot peas or green beans? Green beans. Love green beans. I make this, I go to the Asian Mark. The Asian Mark has like fried onions, fried garlic, fried onion, red onions, fried orange, yellow onions, garlic. They also have dehydrated shallots. I just thought about it, y'all. Let me add my beets on here too. I got something called crispy beets. They also got red bell peppers and jalapeno peppers. But the jalapeno peppers are really hot, y'all. But we're gonna put some beets on here too, so y'all can see the beets on here. Instead of eating croutons, you get some beets. But anyway, yeah, I do a stir fry with the green beans. Saute it up a little bit. I take the asparagus as well. If I'm feeling very gourmetish, take the asparagus, dice the asparagus up. And then I oil it up in the coconut oil or avocado oil, fried up a little bit. And then right when it's almost done, I put the fried onion, fried garlic, and the shallots on it. And I let it get a little toasty and it becomes crunchy. So you literally taste the crunch. And matter of fact, what you're gonna have me do today, or not today, probably Friday or Saturday, I think I'm gonna make me a Sicilian salad. Sicilian salad, they have this salad that's like 3 beans. You put like green beans in there, you put pasta, and they put like the vinaigrette, and they put a little bit of sweetness. I'm gonna put honey in there because of course that helps with the allergies and stuff. And that's what I'm gonna have for the weekend, honey. Yes, honey. And you know when it's hot, I don't have an appetite. I guess that's the plus if I wanted to lose my weight and do whatever I want to. Summertime would be the perfect time because I do not get hungry. I can drink water or drink a smoothie all day. And not even all day because, like I said, I have no appetite. So I can eat one smoothie and drink water and I'll be good. Because, baby, it be so hot, I do not want to eat. And there's times where I have ate when it's summertime, y'all. Like back in the day before I knew my body like that, I would eat when it was hot and I was always nauseous. Like, why do I want to throw up? Or why am I feeling this way? Yeah, because I'm pigging out. And my body's like, no, bitch, it's hot. You need to calm down and restore your energy. Because I'm already a hot bird anyway. Like my sister said, hot bird. I'm always a hot bird. Anyway. So, bitch, when it's hot, 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 like, baby, I feel that shit where I'm not thinking about eating it. I'm like, girl, I want to stay hydrated. I want to rest. Okay? I want to drink my water and go to bed. Or sleep early. Okay? I do not eat tofu because I caught myself making it and I don't know how to make it. Once I get tofu down, I will eat it. I bought me a tofu presser too, and it said press the tofu out, and I fucked up. I think last time I actually made tofu was like 2 years ago, and honey, fucked it up. The rice was good though, but I was like, ugh. It was supposed to be like a vegan version of orange chicken. I bought the orange chicken stuff. I got the tofu. I breaded it up and everything. It was too wet. Then I went to this other place and they actually made tofu bites and they wrap it up in seaweed. And that's what I want to try to make because I bought all that seaweed. So I'm like, I want to make a chicken like that, turkey like that. I'm going to get some turkey breasts probably on Friday. You know, I'm trying to budget myself. Honey, give me some turkey breasts and make those little bites with the seaweed. And then maybe like make like a Chinese salad or something with like crab leg. I did not know, y'all, that they sell crab leg, real crab leg. I always thought it was only imitation crab leg. They sell real crab leg out of the bone in a bag, y'all, for like $9. And it's like a pound of crab leg. I'm like, how is this possible? So y'all charging us for the shells? Anyway, I'm like, I'm gonna make me a Chinese seafood salad. Watch, I'm gonna show you guys what it look like too, y'all. I'm making a Chinese seafood salad. You get a hothouse cucumber. You get some scallions, which is green onions. You take the crab meat. You can take the shrimp too if you want to. And you mix all it up. And then you can add a little bit of mayo or whatever you want to put in it. And then bingo, girl. That's your salad. So good. And that'd be good for the summertime too, honey. Okay, very light. Oh, I don't do no eel. I can't have eel. Eel fucks me up. That's one thing. I cannot eat eel. Let me see something right now. Let me see something right now. I cannot have duck. I cannot have lobster. I'm not allergic to lobster. Lobster is just too rich for me. Duck, same thing. I'm not allergic to duck. I just can't have it. It's too rich for me. Just like I can't have pork. I did pork for a health thing, but I also did pork because pork really fucked me up. Because I grew up eating pork chops and shit. Pork, just pork that. My grandpa, they had a farm, so they grew like my mom and them. They grew up growing raisins, hogs. They had chickens. Girl, even when I was a fucking kid, girl, they still had fucking chickens and shit, roosters and shit. Girl, waking up to motherfuckers running around. Woo, girl, I almost said it all. What was I gonna type in right now? Ew. Hold on. Yeah, I had sushi. They had a sushi house in Stockton, and my sister and my cousin, they always wanted to go there. And they would always do all this sort of shit. So they had something called barbecued eel. And yeah. Okay, so I was right. So Shun is connected to eels. I cannot have eel. Like I said, I had that barbecued eel, and honey, when I tell y'all, I was fucked up. Like my head was hurting, my body was hurting. I'm sitting here thinking I have food poisoning. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And girl, it was horrible, y'all. It was horrible. It was horrible. So, yeah, I cannot have eel. Like I said, lobsters neither. Can I have lobster? Can I not duck? I wasn't waiting on me. Oh, oh, what's going on there? I can have lobster. I can have eel. I can have duck. I can have pork. Um, I cannot mix certain foods together. Like I can't do ice cream and cake together. It has to be separate unless the cake is like gluten free or whatever. If it's gluten cake and I eat ice cream with it, it fucks me up. Like right now, I have a cinnamon chocolate chip cinnamon muffin, y'all, which tastes just like a cinnamon roll, y'all. By the way, so good. And I also have some caramel ice cream in there that I was gonna have earlier. Of course, I didn't have it. I'm not gonna end up having it because I'm gonna be so full off this shit. This bitch done left with my fork. Bella, this bitch done left with my fork, y'all. I'm gonna have to go get. Girl, I'm gonna have to go get my fork. This bitch done left with my fork, y'all. She loved playing with fucking forks. Don't ask me why. She loved playing with forks, girl. I'm gonna call her Forker. You Forker! Bring your black forker ass here, girl. That's a good one, huh? Forker! You Forker, Forker! Forker, bring me that fork. Now let me stop. Okay. Okay. Look. I say fork and bring me that fork and she coming over here. Can I see this fork? Where my fork at? I know you had it. Where my fork at? It was right there. Where that fork at, girl? I know you had my fork. Babe, where my fork at? What Bella do with my fork? Did she do something with that fork? I know she did, honey. Where the fork at? Where the fork? Look, Bella, she's so smart, honey. Y'all, I had to look up Border Collie's prog. I'm gonna post a picture of Bella next to her great grandfather, honey. The dog that started the Border Collie breed. And you're gonna see how Bella looks just like this fucking dog. And seeing that, it just made me say, oh, that was so cute. I always think about it every time I see her. Like, damn, 114 years ago, girl. And you're just you're just a duplicate of him. And that was 114 years ago, girl. That's crazy, y'all, to think about it. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about the babies, the dogs, the little doggy. Anyway, y'all, let me go. Bella's a new species. Yes, Border Collies have only been around since 1914. Yeah, 1914. Hold on. Hold on. Let's confirm it. And they came after a dog named Old Kemp. Old Kemp was a very intelligent dog. He was mixed. He was a lot of sheep dogs. He was a mixture of a lot of sheep dogs. And sheepdogs are very smart. My first dog was a Queensland Hiller. I believe a Queensland Hiller. Was it Queensland or was it an Aussie something? Oh, God, I don't remember. Hold on. Let's look them up first, honey. Let's look up border collie breed. Bella is a border collie and some type of terrier. Her mom is a terrier dog. Um, and I don't remember the name of the fucking terrier. But it's called a progenitor, a progenitor, a progenitor. Yeah, a progenitor. So Old Hemp was born on May 1st or September 1st of 1893 and he died May of 1901. He was a stud dog and considered to be the progenitor to the Border Collie breed. He was owned by Adam Telfer and was used as a working dog to herd sheep. His style was different from that commonly seen during this era, as he worked far more quietly than other sheepdogs. And yeah, these dogs are quiet as fuck. Bella used to sneak up on me when she was like a puppy, and it would scare the fuck out of me, y'all. I'll be sitting down like looking at something. And I'll look over and like she's down the hallway or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I'm still looking at it. And then it will do something like where I'm like jumping. And I look over and I'm like, ow! And it's her. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, you scared the fuck out of me. And she'll be looking at me like, what the hell's going on? And of course, she'll be barking at me because it'll be like, "Woo, woo, woo, woo," like, bitch, what the fuck you doing? But she grew that out, you know. I'm not a jumpy bitch, you know. But she used to sneak up on me, y'all. Like, let me sneak this bitch. And I would think for a minute, I was like, is this bitch a robot? I don't think sometimes like, girl, did this pet rescue place, did they implant a robot in this bitch? Cause I'm telling y'all, this dog would be like nosy. Bella would like have to see what you're doing. You're cleaning up. She gotta like walk over, see what you're cleaning up. She gotta like look around and like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? You're not gonna help me clean up. So I was like, is this a robot? Did somebody put this dog in my life to spy on me? Cause this bitch, like I said, she would sneak up on me, honey. And don't let you be sleep, girl. You fall asleep and you be in a good sleep too. This bitch get right in my ear. Woo, 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 woo. Yes, honey. And y'all, I'm telling you right now, girl. But listen, this dog, girl, she is something else, girl. She would get right in that fucking ear. And I'm sleeping good. I'm thinking something went down. And all of a sudden, I just heard, and baby, one time I remember I was in a good ass sleep. I heard that girl. I must have pushed that bitch off my bed. I was so pissed. Like, you motherfucker. So, yes, honey. My cat gotta be everywhere I go to. Right. I like quiet dogs. Yeah, she's very quiet. Yeah, that's recent. Yes, honey. 114 years. Yes, honey. It seems so long, but it's really not. 114 years out of 200,000 years. I even looked up Chihuahuas. And Chihuahuas came from a dog named TP Chichi or Tachichi, Tapichi. I think it's Tapichi or Tipa Pichi, something like that. Tachichi or Tapepichi, something like that. And they did not bark. So I'm looking back and I said, isn't it crazy how science work, y'all? The ancient Chihuahuas did not bark. They had no voice. Modern day Chihuahuas, they bark at every fucking thing. They gotta just, and it's kind of like them saying, oh my God, I can talk, I can talk, I can talk, I can talk. And so I just, dogs just amaze me, y'all. Dogs really amaze me, honey. Other species of animals, I love other species of animals. I have turtles. I grew up with birds. I grew up with lizards. Geckos and stuff, y'all. I had frogs as a kid. Yeah, I grew up with all animals, mostly amphibians. And then of course birds like parakeets, canaries, finches. And so I love all, animals, but like I said, turtles, birds, and dogs really amaze me. Like I've always been like amazed by them and the way they move and how they are and how they fly and how they walk and how they think and how they hear and how they feel. And it blows my mind. And so about the dogs too, I'm like, damn, that is crazy to think about. Like these dogs have a level of intelligence where it's like, felines on the other hand, they're predators. So they prey. So solidarity or being alone is needed. Dogs, canines are packed animals. They like to be in packs and there's hierarchies with them. And that's a level of intelligence. Being alone and stuff, y'all, that speaks about detachment and all that good stuff. But either way, give me one moment. I'm seeing something right now. Hold on. Okay, good. Okay. Ooh. Okay, girl. Girl. We sitting here tapping into energy, girl, and I'm like, wait, what is that I'm seeing right there? Well, yes, honey. Dogs are, like I said, felines, honey. Dogs, like, they're cute and all that. Feline snakes and all that, they cute. But they have, other things that, and I'm gonna do that too. That should be the first thing I do. I should do the alien thing, and then I should also get into some ancient texts about animals and even people. and how even like the Quran and the Torah and the Bible borrowed information from other things that is the purest according to the Holy Spirit. And of course, this information has been translated, and this information tells you exactly what it is and how people came about. And even going into us, when we're affectionate with babies and stuff, why we like kiss on babies and stuff. And even going into and I'm not cutting in, but I'm being honest, even going into some things that we take on from the people who colonized our lands and stuff. And of course, their exact teaching goes against the holiest teachings. And so you look at like I said, babies and stuff, and how people we love, we want to like eat them, literally. And that's how even sexual perversions came about. But like I said, I'm not going to get into that. But this talks about how the first man and woman that was ever created by God actually ate their own children. And the divine creator said, now I'm going to reteach you how to love. Because yes, that's loving, but that's a different type of love. And then I learned in that moment that the teaching that we get in the Bible, oh, come on in here. What is his name? Baal and Mammon. When God came to Abraham and told him to sacrifice his own kid, and then they also had stories about the Baal god and cannibals and all that other good stuff. I'm like, no, that's the perversion of the true story. And so that's why in the Bible and other teachings, it comes across as many messages are being said. And it's like, well, then I already said it over here because it's tainted information. Like some of the information is accurate, but a lot of the information is actually reworded, and they did not understand that teaching because that language was sacred. And so they were smart enough to ask people, like convert people over, because that's how conversions happen as well. They converted people over to say, hey, you need to translate for us what this is. And even going into this language that I'm going to talk about, this language is spoken even in other countries that language is not even native to. And of course, people say, well, English is not native. Yeah, English is made up. This language is not a made up language. This language is actually considered one of the holiest of holiest tongues. And so everything else came outside this language. And even outside of that, the information that they received with the Quran and Torah and all that is watered down information. And it was meant to give control. And kind of how I said about the Ifa, the house of Ifa, and all these other houses, how they do your reading. They know what energies are over you, and they'll keep your real power. So if you ever go outside of your line with them, they use that power to fuck you up because they know that power is in you. And so they're not going to tell you, oh, just so you know, you're really connected to this spirit. They're going to say, oh, yeah, you my God is your head, which is not. That's how a lot of people, oh, Shango's my head. Oh, this is my head. And it's like, I don't think so. You don't have those qualities. You don't have those qualities because Oshun would have did that a whole nother way. Oshun doesn't feel like the world owe her something when the world have punished her. Oshun is the one that will make a table to sit down at because you didn't let her sit there. And then even going into being quickly angered and stuff, Oshun is not quick to anger. So I'm looking at a lot of people like, I'm connected to Oshun, and we always bring it up, but I'm like, girl, you sounded like the Israel's girl taking away the real knowledge of the Holy Spirit and saying what it is and what it really ain't. And even going into most recently in American history, the act of homosexuality being used as being secretive, because that came out too, y'all. So I'm going to talk about that, girl. We're going to talk about that another time, girl, where they had a passive homosexuality. Passive homosexuality was accepted. Aggressive homosexuality wasn't. And what I mean by aggressive is, girl, you cannot come out and say you are a homosexual. You cannot be proudly saying, I love this man and I want to. Anyway, let me go. Love and light, love and truth. And God bless y'all, honey. They ate their children. Yeah, they did. They ate their children. God saw that. And God said, no, this is not the way. It even speaks about how there's really, I think, 10 types of mankind, but there were originally 15 of them. Yeah, it was originally 15 mankind. And the crazy thing about it is, y'all, nobody taught me this. Like, I literally was asking God for power. I was asking God for knowledge. And not power like I want to be the most powerful, but like give me the power to know the truth. Give me the power to know what is real and what is not. Because if I am in the wrong, if I am what I'm practicing, who I am, if this is wrong and it does not allow me to find myself in the end, I'm going to turn it away now. I'm going to denounce myself from it now. I'm going to give it away. I'm going to say, bye bye, y'all. It was fun. Blah, 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 and I say, I'm just going to be done. And that's when the Holy Spirit spoke and said, listen to me. And that's why I talked about the book of Job the other day, where Job had a conversation with God. And God said, when I listen, when I speak, you listen. And when you speak, I listen. And so we're taught that listen to God, don't listen to people. And so that's what people have done. They've taken these words that God has given, they perverse these words, and they've turned people away from God. And so that's why now they're saying, oh yeah, well, you don't believe in Christianity, then you're not godly. No, Christianity is the ways of Christ. That's not the way of God. The Bible teaches you that Jesus is the only way to get to God, but in other texts it also shows that Jesus is you and you're Jesus. You're one and the same. So your story of Jesus is a story of you. And even going into Jesus dying at 33 years old. Scientifically, between the ages of 33 and 35 years old, and we even say 33 to 37, something changes in your body. Something changes. And not to mention, 33 is exactly how many years past 27? And then you also get into your spine and rising up and coming into something. And the only way to go up is to know how to go up. And you have to go through something, which is the Merkabah, to get up there. And so I learned a lot with the schools and the teachers I got from people, but also even God revealed things to me. Where I was like, well, how do I know that this is actually the Holy Spirit talking? Because of course you got to like test it. And then literally and I never thought about this before, y'all. I've heard about these people, but I never thought this is what you're going to look up and this is how you're going to find it. I literally woke up out of my sleep, opened up my phone, and went straight to what I was looking for and was reading. And I was just bawling because I could not believe this information. And this information was being translated. Like I said, because of course it's a part of an ancient language. And of course they had people that checked it to make sure. And so that's why even going into the Bible, how they were speaking like TR there and thou shalt not come into thy passions. And you're like, why are they speaking this old broken way? Because the original language of what this religion was written in anyway did not make sense to the people that translated it. So to keep the originality of the confusion or the originality of the weird sound, they had to like be funny with it. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a broken thing too. So it's a mimicky, right? They mimicked the original. And so now people are literally out here fighting for the name of Jesus. They're fighting for Christianity and not knowing that you have been a detest to the Holy Spirit. And this is why, oh, God is ruling, but God also said he gonna let the devil play. No, honey, the devil has not been unlocked yet, y'all. This is nothing compared to that teaching. This is nothing compared to what is in store for mankind, and you may not even live to see it. And of course, like I said, I'm not into scaring people, but it's nothing in comparison. You're going to literally, during that time, people are going to see things that defies all logic. People said men do not have babies. That would be one thing you would see. That would be one thing you would see when Satan is free and loose. You would see a man, not a woman that becomes a baby. You're talking about a man with dick and balls be able to have a child. That's when you're going to know that the devil's loose. You're going to see a woman, you're going to see just crazy shit. What you're seeing right now is not crazy. It's new, so it seems crazy to you. It's new, but it's not. It's not. And so, like I said, we're living in an era, in an energy where energy is fighting because the truth is being revealed. They talked about a war never ending in the heavens. They talk about the war never ending in the heavens. Allegedly, the war already happened. That's why the angels were thrown to earth. So if the war already happened and Archangel Michael and the heavenly host cast these demonic entities down, the fallen angels out of heaven, why is there a never-ending war in the heavens then? Because it already happened. Because they don't tell you what really happens. That's why. And so, like I said, that's where I'm at with that. That's why I moved differently in 2026. That's why I see things differently. I treat people differently because I understand that we're in some type of confusion. We're in some type of division. And division is not really right and wrong. It's not really, what does Donald Trump know that we don't know? It's really, truly who you really are on the inside. And that's what the distraction is. The distraction is you don't sit there in your alone time and you don't figure things out. Because even going back 100, 200 years ago, when they didn't have cellular devices and they were able to go out to the lands, something was still confusing these people. And that's when the spirit revealed to me some stuff too about that as well, where I said, oh, they've been manipulating the weather and stuff for the longest of time. They've had this technology for a very long time. And these waves and these frequencies. And of course, that's why we see a lot of construction taking place as well. The Holy Spirit also showed me that too. We're seeing a lot of construction taking place because of what is going on. So it has to take you out of the knowledge of knowing who you are and to focus on who you're not. And so now you start realizing that you really didn't like these things. You're like, but why is my taste buds changing? Because that wasn't who you were. That's what they told you you were. But now the real you is waking up. You're not being distracted by TV shows. You're not being focused on reality shows. You're not being focused on gossip. Oh, Stefan Diggs. Oh, Cardi B. Oh, like, girl, I don't give a fuck about that. That's not my vagina, girl. That is not, I'm not getting none of that dick. That is not my man. That is not my baby. That is not my pussy. Listen, I don't care respectfully what they got going on. Girl, respectfully. Oh, did you see what she said about the trans people? Listen, girl, what did the trans people say about the trans people? Hello? Girl, listen. If a straight person have a distaste or disdain for a certain lifestyle of people, and people in that lifestyle also have the same taste, distaste, or disdain for those people, baby, let's talk about it. Baby, it's gonna be the same energy, girl. So it's like, yeah, girl, messing with all that, girl. Y'all need to just wake up. It's time to really tap in. Okay? And so that's where I'm at with that, honey. The Nephilim is just a story, a little bit of a story, just a little piece of what is actually there. Going into the 15 races of people and going down to 10, but we only speak about 7. What was that lady name? Kavraka La Voca? What was her name? La Voca La Kavaka? What was that girl's name? Little blue-eyed lady. Talk about, girl, there's 6 races right now, and the end time there's going to be 8. Girl, there's way more than that, girl. This scripture says 15, and we're down to 10 right now. And there's not been no update with that. So where are the 3 other races of beings? But let them tell it. Aliens. Right? And they're coming from outer space. Okay. Okay, honey. You just got here. You just got here, baby. How do you know that? You just got here, girl. You have not been here past 100 years. So aliens existed during slavery time? And then they were tapping into aliens to come down and eat up these white men that were beating their asses and stuff, girl? Respectfully? And just all of a sudden, girl, in 2026, when we get a little bit of smartness, just a little bit, now the aliens want to come? I'm telling y'all, baby. We got to do better, people. We got to stop drinking the sodas and we got to stop smoking the weed and shit for our sake. Okay? Just like we started it for our sake, we got to stop it for our sake. Okay? Wake up, girl. Everything they do for you is for them. They legalize it, it's because they want in on it to get you in. Hello! They want in on it to do you in. Anything, girl, hey, you should start doing this. I'm a pass. Baby, I think I'll pass, babe. Thank you, though. Everyone should drink at least 1 glass of wine a week. It'll prevent dementia. Girl, the fuck out of here. Goodbye. And there's countries where people drink a wine a week and they still get dementia. Right. Because y'all wanna put shit in this, girl. You're not getting this, girl. Hello? So anyway, let me go for real. Okay, going into 3 times 5 is 15. Right. We really like to talk about 3 races. Right, see? So reality will be different then because they right. Well, you have to think about it too. Something that an analogy someone said. Could you imagine there's 100, and just think about it from this perspective. And I'm gonna be done because of course we'll be here, and my fries are getting cold. And I don't mind eating cold fries because I eat cold pizza and cold chicken and shit. I don't gotta eat my food hot, honey. Imagine there being a box, right? And imagine this box as being 100 by 100. And imagine them being aware of if everybody knew about the box being 100 by 100, we'll all be equal. In order to keep certain people contained or beneath you, because it has to be hierarchy, it has to be, right? It has to be a hierarchy. We're going to only designate 10 by 10 of that 100 by 100 box. And then imagine for 100, 200, 300 years, you only get 10 by 10 of this box. And then mysteriously, something happened. Maybe the gatekeepers, because there's a reason why we use that word gatekeeper, they forgot to close the gate. And somebody at the edge of that 10 by 10 box looked and said, wait a minute, what is all that open space over there? And they got curious. And so they slowly started going outside this 10 by 10 box. And they started seeing that the 10 by 10 box is actually a 10 by 20. Because, of course, you can't see so far. Just like when you're driving down the road, you cannot see 30 miles down the road. Even if even if the street is straight, you cannot see 30 miles down the road. You're going to see like a mile or two. So then they started seeing that the 10 by 10 box is actually 20 by 10. And this is their perception because now they're open that there's a little more space. This is how this stuff goes. Nothing is new under the sun. Everything that is existing has always existed. But because your perception was not aware of it, because I break this down even going into the conquistadors, when the Aztecs and stuff was invaded, even going into the Americas. If these people never seen white people, if these people never seen a boat, when they saw that boat coming, do you think that they were able to make out, what is this? Is this a boat coming with some white people? You don't think it like caught them off guard? You don't think it confused them? You don't think it made them get like, wait, what the fuck is going on? And so that's how life is. And I brought that up as in comparison. All this stuff. Things are going on right now to the left of you that you're not even aware of because you're not trained mentally to even know what that is. Your mental capacity, your comprehension is not even open enough to know what that is. And so when you hear about it, it's all about, oh, that's demonic. Oh, it's impossible for a man to be a woman. Oh, it's impossible for a man to be. And it's like, do you not know that they have ancient texts? You know, they have ancient information about energies, about people that have the ability to do everything with just themselves. And let's say they were anatomically born female, but they were able to also get themselves pregnant. And because you cannot comprehend that, you're going to say either that's a lie or you're going to say that's demonic. Because you were brain fed to think that only men and women can create children. So you're saying it's not possible for a woman to get pregnant by herself. It's not possible for a man to get birth. And that's all I'm saying. So when things are let out of the bag, and that's why people keep saying subconsciously that we're in the end of days, because all things have to be revealed. So everything that you never knew existed is starting to show up. And things that you kind of had an idea existed, that it actually does, you're starting to see it. And so that's why people are saying conspiracy theories are actually real theories and they want you to believe. Duh, because a lot of these conspiracy theories, they're in on it. A lot of these, like Alex Jones and stuff, girl, bye. They would have took that man up out of here. They didn't take nobody else up out of here. Why is he still up in there? And I say that very respectfully. Going into Baba Dick Gregory. Baba Dick Gregory, and I'm going to say that respect, he had all the information too. Why did they take him up out of here? Because he was a part of the plan. So I want you to understand that that's what it is. And that's what's going on. And so, baby, it's a part of the plan. Girl, they're going to keep you here. If you're going against the plan, they're going to take you out. And I think Baba Dick Gregory said, and I'm only saying that because that's what he called himself. He said that they're not going to take him out because he's protected by the Most High. So Dick Gregory was more of a Christian than Bob Snyder? Than Phil Snyder? Dick Gregory was more of a Christian than Kurt Cobain? He was more of a Christian than John Todd or Todd James? I mean, let's really break this down. He ran into the political party. He was a running candidate, so he knew the tricks of the trade before he even came out and started talking about it. These other people stayed at the bottom of the barrel, and they got. So they let this man get all those secrets to learn the shit about how the shit run, and they let him speak. I mean, even Dr. Sebi had people going up against him. Even Dr. Sebi kept getting dragged into court. Dick Gregory, is there any stories about that? I'd be willing to stand corrected. Is there stories that from 1971 to 1991, he was always in a court for defamation and slander, or they shut him up, or he got locked up because he was saying too much? Like, girl, that's why I keep saying that, girl, our perceptions have to change. And because I live a sober life and I don't put chemicals and things in my body like that, I'm aware of myself and my identity. Things come to me when people say I get spiritual downloads. It's like people are gonna look at me and say, "Yeah, this bitch, this bitch don't know shit." Because bitch don't, no, baby, listen, you think you knew, but you don't know. You think you know, but you don't know. You're a part of the program. That's why I love when they be like, "I got a story to tell." Girl, the fuck out of here. Girl, ain't nothing you could tell me. Especially you never left your city line. And some people may travel 50 miles away from their house, but it's like, girl, so you that influenced with Spirit, but Spirit never told you to like pack your bags up and like go visit Spain or Greece or nothing, or go to Africa. Hell, some of these people act like they're Jamaican. Never been to Jamaica. Why don't you go to Jamaica if you really feel Jamaican and shit? I'm Rastafarian. I'm from the Rastafari, y'all. Never been to Jamaica. Can you show us some Jamaican pictures, babe? Because you do not leave that city, girl. You've only left outside, like 50 miles outside of that city. You don't fly nowhere. You don't go visit nowhere, babe. So you pretending to be shit. That'll be like me pretending to be Indian and shit, girl. And wearing saris and shit and speaking like I speak Hindi. And y'all, I've never been to an Indian restaurant or India, let alone. And saying, but my auntie is Indian. My auntie is from India. And I'm literally rocking the shit. But girl, you better go sit down somewhere, girl. But everything is perception. And they've been playing for people. They've been playing with people's perception for a long time. And especially people of a particular hue. Because like I said, girl, you don't see Asians got their own group, but you didn't see no Asian rallies and shit when they got that law passed. When they were protected, the anti-Asian whatever law. They didn't have to have no peaceful protest. And look how they got that law passed, bitch. Hello? Now you want to talk about God and power, girl. There's your proof. There it is. What did it say? The Holy Spirit said, I heard you bitches look for me. Bitch, here I go. Right over there. There she go. Hey, Spirit. Hey, Holy Spirit. Everybody's hooling and hollering and shit. And the witches, la brujas de Monterrey and shit, girl. And y'all still got fucked up shit going on. Tap into La Brujas and ask them to save you from what's going on over there. Hello? Okay. Anyway, let me put half my plate up on here, y'all. Let me go up on here, girl. I only ate like 3 bites, girl. Honestly, I did. I ate most of the salad, y'all. But it's a cute little thing. Y'all can see the plate now. Let me go. Oh, I mean, the star beings they talking about in Native and African Americans are the aliens. Also, they call it flying Africans. What's in that? What does that mean? Yeah, we're going to have to talk about the next time. Hold that. Ooh, 50 types of modern humans, 72 types of ancient species of beings. Oh, there you go. Come on, cannibalism was never okay, right? So the DL lifestyle was only accepted, right? Well, you said it, and that's another thing too. The DL lifestyle was only DL people seeking DL people. It was a never, let's try to turn them out. Because that was illegal. So with that being said, there was a flake on my lip, honey. Don't you hate that, y'all? It sticks on your lip. We're gonna save this talk though, because like I said, I'm gonna go eat. We'll come back. We'll talk. Let me do my thing. I gotta do some laundry. I'm gonna do a little bit of something, a little bit of organizing and something over there. I got a pile of towels and shit that I'm gonna either I'm gonna divide it up and throw the other half away, or divide up and put the other half in storage. I don't know. But that's what I need to do. Let me eat my dinner. I'm gonna post a picture of what I'm eating on the community post, and I'll also post last week. Because we're nosy. I'm nosy. Y'all nosy. Y'all want to see what's going on, so let's post it, okay? So we're gonna say what we did last week. Not nosy for the dinner, y'all, because but we were talking about nosy for last week. Y'all want to see, so we gonna upload it. Hello. And that's it, y'all. And I loved it because y'all know I don't drink or nothing. So the lady was able to like make it look. The bartender made it look fancy. So I got like water and lemon. I got Sierra Mist, girl, because I was like, y'all got Sierra Mist? She's like, yeah, I got Sierra Mist. And nobody else got it. And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, that's weird. Nobody else got Sierra Mist right now. But anyway, they got it, girl. And y'all, she put a little bit of lime on the side. It was just beautiful, y'all. Oh, I want to eat this turkey so bad, y'all. Well, let me go. Let me take this picture. I can eat this turkey, girl. I want to take a bite of this. Take a bite. Anyway, y'all, love and light, and we'll be talking again soon, okay? Good seeing y'all, honey. Bye for now.